in the ball, but that beams to sensors, and at that height, it might not have just registered. But there's no reason to think that it didn't actually touch the cam and fall down. But the point is, who cares? We've still got scored a goal. It wasn't like everyone just stopped playing. It wasn't like Lampard's goal against Germany that wasn't given, or Diego Maradona punching the ball in. Everyone has these moments in the World Cup. This time it was Erling Haaland, Norway. Not that he turned up anyway.
No, I didn't think Harry Kane turned up either.
He doesn't. As soon as you get to the important games, he doesn't. I did a video about this in the Euros, and I'm going to dig it out because I'm going to release it again for the game on Tuesday. It'd be like, it's this. For the two semi-finals I've seen him play for England, touched the ball 28 times and doesn't have a shot on goal. Yesterday, I was like, oh, well, that's an improvement. He's touched the ball 37 times. And before I realised, well, it went to 120 minutes. He's utterly useless in big games. Luckily, though, we have Jude, the less than obscure. And you know what would be interesting? If we could get the take, not just your opinion, my opinion. People are used to that. They love it, of course. In the comments, write a big, we love your opinion. See if anyone does that. I have a feeling Rosie won't be doing it. But we need somebody else's opinion, don't we? See what I'm doing here? Play along. And it's curtains for you.
Oh.
You said you wanted somebody smart.
Oh, hi Gary. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. No.
I was just making sure. I thought, why am I on now? Yeah, it's for somebody.
You're on
nuts.
because I want to hear you say Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno Guimaraes. I usually say Guimaraes because I'm like
where
thinking
you
it's like
spelt it on your short was like, oh, come on. I can see why you're pronouncing them wrong. I left you a little corrective note. Please.
Okay. Thank you.
Use that. Good to have you here, Gary. It's been a while. How you been?
It's been good. Thanks for having me, Zanzi. Good seeing you,
Gary. Nice to see you, Curtains, and you, of course.
Everybody in the chat. It's good seeing you guys. I actually had a busy day. I actually did something in the house.
I did absolutely nothing today, and I loved it. I didn't get to sleep till 6 a.m, so it was like,
ouch.
And felt strange to be in it. Look, I should be elated, right? Should be so pleased. Should be just over the moon that we made it to the semi-final. But I felt a little bit like the comments, Tuchel's comments, the media stirring up Tuchel's comments in the interview with Jude Bellingham, saying, "Oh, what did you make of Tuchel's comments? He wasn't happy. He was like, maybe he doesn't know what it's like to play in that heat against players as good as Haaland." And he mentioned Odegaard. Obviously, as Arsenal fans will no doubt tell us endlessly, Odegaard shit, isn't he? But I don't know if he is. I think he was a really remarkably good player for Norway in this World Cup, and. So, but there's, everyone's stoking up that. And I just felt, I watched Argentina, I watched Alvarez score. It's going to be a hard game. And I don't know how I feel about it anymore. As boosted as I was by the game against Mexico, I felt a little bit flattened by the game against Norway.
Thing is, Tuchel didn't really criticise the team as such because he said he loved the spirit and the attitude and the application, blah 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 blah. But he just didn't like the way they actually, as a coach, he didn't like the fact that they didn't stick to the plan.
Wasn't that they didn't stick to the plan? In his interview, and I've watched it like 6 times, and you're right, you're absolutely right. He doesn't actually criticise the players. And when I love the bit where the person who's interviewing him, perhaps we'll watch it in a minute. So, Gary, have you seen it? Do you know what we're talking about?
I saw a bit of it, and I thought I actually enjoyed it a little bit. So
I enjoyed it because it's like when you get a politician who comes along and doesn't play the politician game. Like Tuchel is a kind of manager who says what you desperately want to hear, even if you don't like what he's saying. You go, so the guy says, was it a mentality thing? And he's like, no, of course it's not a mentality thing. And he just goes for him. He's like, you could bottle that mentality. It's brilliant mentality, but we were sloppy. We didn't play fast enough. We didn't move the ball quick enough. We did the same things over and over again, but we didn't do them right. And so as a manager, as a German I think you need that on some level. That's what I think the great managers are like. They're nitpickers. They go, yeah, you did a great thing, but it's Gary. This is an area for you.
If say it wasn't Tuchel and it was Arteta, and he was talking after one of his games, probably could have said some of the same stuff that we heard from him come out of Tuchel's mouth, in terms of things that he was expecting out of them. So I thought I like what he had to say. I mean, to me, it gives the team, look, we've got. I feel like he's saying you got levels and you did not get there today, but you got levels. We got the job done, but there's more.
I was going to say to you, I think this is really opposite for things you said before. What we're talking about is a manager who's happy with the result, but he's focused on the process. He's like, if you get the process right, then the victories come when you do everything you're supposed to. And you shouldn't be resting on your laurels just because you got the result you wanted. Because if you do that against Argentina, probability is you will not get lucky again. And the only difference is, and you just brought up Arteta, Arteta's too media savvy to say that in that situation. Tuchel doesn't seem to care. Like, the reason Tuchel leaves Chelsea is because he's like, with the new owners, he's like, you're an idiot. I don't have time for you. I'm not talking to you. Why don't you pay more attention to the youth team? Because I'm not your youth team manager. I don't care about your youth team. I'm here to win things. So he's very, in that way, hard to like, but easy to love, if that makes sense. Because I don't necessarily find him charismatic, but I believe him. And I don't think he would have gone in there and torn the players a strip, but he would have told them what he wanted to see in the next match. And I don't think Gareth Southgate, that would ever have occurred to him. Gareth Southgate was put an arm around everybody, make everybody feel part of it and included. Thomas Tuchel's like, no, you're an elite team. You're looking to do something that very few teams in history have ever done, and you need to be on your D. And if you don't step up now, don't expect it to happen. So I'm really pleased with that. I'll go through some of these comments so that you're not all... I happy, pleased, decent, quarterfinal win, not brilliant, we want goals. I think... Do you know what, Lucky? I think I'm starting to understand. I think I know what you're saying, but I am happy, decent quarterfinal win, but not brilliant, and we want goals. And I take lots of goals like Jude Bellingham's. Man, like Zanzi, innit, fam? Transfer news wrecks my head. Not interested until a player signs. Mortlake, Texas. That's nothing less than I would expect from an intelligent person.
But that's almost like saying I don't want to watch the game. I just want to read the result.
No, it's not. It's not like that at all.
To me, it is.
Well, you're wrong. I can't put it any more. Zanzi and I are older than you. Do you know what? There didn't used to be transfer news. You used to wake up one day and the team
man.
Yeah, but not for the better.
There's no milkman anymore.
Well, do you know what? I've analysed 74 players who've been linked with Arsenal, and it's the 12th of July. Right now, I'm almost confident it would be quicker for me to analyse the players we're not linked with, because it's a piss take. And all that happens is look, let me give you my best example of being a journalist. Give me that book of footballers again. Left wing. Yeah. Arsenal linked with him. In fact, I'll write the story now for you. Arsenal are very interested and are keen to analyse a potential deal for Mika Götze. Is that how you spell it? Mika Götze. They're very keen on him. Arteta really likes him. He's exactly what they're looking for. Stick that in. Oh, we did that 3 days ago. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just say it's got warmer. Let me change the beginning. Even more interest now. I mean, this is just not it's like rattling your Christmas presents 2 days before Christmas. You're not going to find out till you find out. So get on with your life and do something else. Ultimately, what are we talking about? Who are the players you want to see? I mean, is Vinicius Jr. coming to Arsenal? That's a big story right now. Do you think Vinny Jr. is coming to Arsenal? Do you think we're going to pay him £500,000 a week?
I actually used to hunt for my Christmas presents before Christmas and see if I could find them, and I always did.
Oh, I thought you meant you had to go out into the
I know I did.
And pick flowers and trees and killing an animal. And then there's
rat
dinner.
again. Christmas rat again.
Mum used to give me a spade and said, "Go on, fucking find it. It's in the garden somewhere."
Oh, another dead pet. So transfer news wrecks my head. Not interested until a player signs. It's not news. I think that's my problem with it. It isn't news. It is not news to say that Arsenal are interested in signing Bruno Guimaraes. That's not news. It makes sense. It's news to say that he's handed in a request, but is it proven? No. So you could just make it up. I'll give you one. Vinny Jr. said he wants to play for Walthamstow. There's news. Malia, what did it? It's nice that we seem to have got away with that for once. I agree. Zan's in the building. Like it. What did make no pen looks like fair session? I thought Saka unlucky. I need longer than I've got for that one. It's absolutely hits the wire, though my feeling is just don't kick it at the wire. I don't know what it is. This is why I love this is why I love shows you on, Mr. Tom, because like
You
funny.
No, don't do that.
That's brilliant. Don't do that. I haven't yet. I don't think it's comment of the night yet. I still think
don't give him any kind of praise. Don't even give him like any. Look,
you and Sam have the same problem. Like Sam got so salty with me just because I thought his Back to the Future theory was brilliant, and I do. And now you're getting upset. He's right. Don't kick it at the wire.
I don't like Mr. Tom. Maybe you haven't figured this thing out yet.
I can't sack him. To take to England, Jed Spence did have a decent shot rebound. Jed Spence was great, man.
He's off and on, right? He's off and on. He gives you some good days and he gives you some bad days. So
I thought yesterday he was. I thought he was fire yesterday.
He's been good since he's come off the bench, right?
But that's why it's a squad game. I couldn't believe how long it took him to bring on. I thought you had to take Declan Rice off because he was a shadow of a player. But you didn't expect him to bring Eze on. Mm-hmm. That didn't make a great deal of sense to me. I thought
I can't believe that if someone's been ill for 3 days before, that you'd even let them play.
That's how important he is, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, Declan's always going to say, "Yep, I'm ready to play." And the manager's going to look at him saying, "No, you're not really, mate."
No, I completely agree with you. I think
somebody has to be the adult. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be the adult.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough if you work in an office. Do you know when you've got an audit and you've got clients coming in for an audit and the guy goes, "I've been in bed for 3 days. I don't care. Have a coffee, come in." But for an audit by a client, you probably don't have to run around in 41-degree humidity for 120 minutes. I think at that point I'd go, "Nah, you're all right, mate. It's all right." "Are you sure? I don't mind." "No, you could die." "Yeah, I don't mind." No, Arsenal need you. Go back to bed. He looked so sad on the bench, though. And Erling Haaland, this is what really killed me. Jamie O'Hara going, "Oh, how could you ask to come off?" First of all, this all comes from, I forgot what, Tor Andre Flo, who is working on Austrian TV, and swears that he could lip read Erling Haaland saying to the bench, "I've got to come off, I'm done." And that caused the people at ESPN to have a literal meltdown, as well as Jamie O'Hara. They're going, "Who ever asked to come off in a quarterfinal?" It's like, I think if you can't move anymore, he said, "Well, just stand there and wait for the ball to come to you." It's like, yes, but no, football is yet more complicated than even that. You just stand there and wait for the ball to come to you. It's like, but I just feel like that it's really easy to sit on the sofa and get pissed off because they're not running around enough before you ever kind of go, Florida summer. Yeah, I went to a water park there and had trouble walking around. So, like, I think it was magnificent. I can't wait for the Atlanta, 22 degrees indoors, air conditioned.
When I lived in Miami, when I was a youngster, I played American football, and American football basically started towards the end of the summer. So, you know how practice was. Practice was, and these type of temperatures, with the helmet and pads on. Yeah.
I need my pads. I need a helmet. I don't want to go out there.
That's the way they play football. So that's what I did.
It's lovely. You met rugby players.
Yeah. Sam, don't forget a little bit of black makeup as well.
I didn't do.
Oh, that really brings out the color of your eyes, Dan. Yeah.
Maybe I should go.
No, you should stay. I want to know what position you played, though. Were you running back?
No, I wasn't
linebacker.
He was running back into the changing room.
I haven't got enough pads. No, what was your position? Safety.
I played I did play safety. Yep. Had long arms.
And, like a wide receiver, but without the catching ability.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got me.
I love it. No, I mean, I would have been quarterback, obviously.
Yeah, because you just want to put your hands up somebody's backside. That's why.
No, I would have been stood way back. I would have 24, 48. Just give it a fucking ball. Hut, hut, hut.
No, back in your days, you'd have been right up in him, dude. Come on.
Whoa. Watershed, mate. Watershed.
Did I say too much on that one? Sorry.
Yeah, the mental image wasn't good, but it really depends on who it is. Right, England should not have had a penalty. I want to put this out to both of you two, right? So clearly Jed Spence puts his right leg out. More than just shielding the ball, it does seem an intention to be brought down. That said,
we see that all the time in the middle of the pitch.
I know. But let me start. Let me go into two parts of this. So let's start with the premise that it conceivably could have been a penalty and it might not have been a penalty. By the strictest application of VAR, I can understand. I cannot understand why VAR are getting involved. The referee's there. He's seen it. He's made a decision, and that decision cannot be clear and obviously wrong, right? So VAR should not be involved. That's a premise of this whole thing, and I don't think that's refutable. I think that is a factual kind of basis. However, to touch on what you just said there, I've seen them given, and I can see why it isn't a penalty. So if you get away from the fact that VAR shouldn't have got involved, if the ref had decided not to give it on the spot, I don't think anyone could have complained, right? But at the same time, if he's putting his leg out to shield the ball and he is brought down, he's clearly brought down. There's no question of that. I'll start with you, Zanzi. Was it a penalty? Should it have been a penalty?
When I first saw it, I thought it's a penalty. And then when I saw the replay, I thought, well, no, because technically speaking, Jed's actually tripped the player up behind him and gone down. So if tripping up a player and then falling down is a penalty, then I don't know. But no, I don't think it was a penalty after you saw the replay.
If we'd lost that game, let's say, to their goal had stood, even though Erling Haaland effectively just pushed Elliot Anderson on his arse. I mean, those two are going to get on like a house on fire when the season starts, aren't they? But like, I thought, come on. The guys, there's loads of times that happens in it. It doesn't happen that often that a man mountain pushes over another really fairly big guy and the guy just lands on his arse. But if they'd won 2-1, I think we would be angry about that penalty. But I think because we won, it softens it. I do think, as I've already said, that VAR shouldn't have been involved. But Gary, what's your take on it?
Like I said, I feel like we see that positioning by a player a lot of times. They say the ball's going out of bounds. The defender will do exactly that, step in front of the attacker to make sure he can see the ball out. Gets knocked over, and what happens? The call is made on the offensive player, right? We see that multiple times. It's in the box, so it's even a bigger consequence.
So what happened then? Because the Papa Trossard went and looked at it on the old camera, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he called a penalty, right?
He called it penalty, and then when he looked at it, he said, "No, no, that's not a penalty." And he's a good ref. I like him. Trossard's dad.
I like to say usually your
your
first thought is usually the right one. Like, he didn't make a mistake, like a big one.
He was great all the way through it. I mean, he wasn't looking up high enough to see the ball on the wire. But he, who was? But no, Clement Turpin, or Papa Trossard, as I call him, because come on.
No, he's good. But like I said, I think it could have gone either way. I don't like the fact that I don't think it was a clear and obvious error by the referee, especially if he's looking at it. If he's looking at it, like sometimes you're like, you didn't see the other side of this or whatever, but he's looking at it. I think he can see what's going on. Two players are trying to get to that ball. I think he didn't even have. I didn't think he had to put himself in front, but he's making sure you're not getting to this ball before me.
I don't know. Right? It looked to me like he's hooking his leg to be brought down, but at the same time, he is hooking his leg generally around the football. So I think your point was really good about defenders will do that when they're shepherding the ball out. Let me race through some of these comments and give you both a chance to really find your rhythm. Hi, Jack. How are you? Mandela K to sign Newcastle United right now. Mandela K on the plane for Newcastle right now. Yes, from Ray. Good. Is Harry or William? Oh, yeah, I forgot to say this. I love this. Infantino is actually making some people yearn for Sepp Blatter. That's some achievement. I think he should dress as the Hamburglar. That's how I'd like him. Do you know what? But he does look a lot like Mr. Magoo. Does anyone else notice that Infantino is basically Mr. Magoo, but with more money than Switzerland?
I just think he's Mr. Tom's avatar.
He's not. If Harry or William showed up for the World Cup, the tabloids would have a field day. The Royals are trying to keep a low profile. Oh, yeah, famously always trying to keep a low profile, that lot. Fucking hell. They were at Wimbledon, though. Don't let Gary on. He smells. Fair goal.
I took a shower the other day.
That's good enough. Original Homer. Original. I see the signal in Sacramento is better. I'd love to know where these jokes come from. Malia behind, got right Hoover. Okay. Hello, Sacramento. I'm pleased to get semi-final win. We want more goals, 3 denied. Maybe want passing quick. Media stirring drama between Tuchel and Bellingham is absolutely pathetic. Fucking irritating is what it is. It's like, you know what? These guys are running around nearly dying for the cause, and all you're doing is going, did you see Tuchel looked at you a bit funny just then? Oh, I think he might have done that behind your back. I don't know. Did you see that? Maybe I'm just making it up. Tuchel is box office. He is. I like him for the reasons that people like populists anyway, because he says what he thinks. And we are all sick of having people say, well, no, look, I mean, obviously, you know, all that kind of Gareth Southgate's too nice. That's the other thing. We want quick pass, early game, get 3 goals. Yes, we do. Tuchel needs take a page out of Arteta's book and praise your players publicly, especially after the game. Keep criticism behind closed doors. He's not going to change that. Sandy, good to see you, man. Evening, everyone. Hope you're having a great summer. Has been lovely. I love the weather. And we're still in the World Cup. Who knew? England getting to the semi-finals. Bloody hell. People older than Gary. Gary's a spring chicken on here. Do you want to watch out? I'm very pleased, Andy.
Apparently, Tom, there are some dinosaurs older than Gary.
Don't you join in here. I understand the tough love, but the criticism after a great game rubbed Jude, the best performing player, the wrong way. Counterproductive. Good managers win the hearts and minds of players. Listen, Tuchel has more than one occasion fallen out with people, so maybe that's what's going to happen here.
Do you think he?
But sorry,
so do you think he will say the same thing to the player's face?
Harry Kane came out and said, yeah, he has just been telling us. I think he has. I think he's on there, honestly. I think that's... Listen, I kind of get it. I'm the same. I'm a nightmare. You know, if I'm running something, I'm a nightmare because I have standards. And like people, in what I do in sales or conversion stuff, people get sales or deals or gifts and they do it the wrong way. So they get this big feeling like, oh, I'm brilliant. You think, no, if you learn how to do it the wrong way because it worked once, you're never going to be as good as you can be. So you have to be like that. You have to, but probably not as angrily as Tuchel because that has a... But the thing is that I think that whatever Tuchel's done has got the best out of Bellingham to now. I think, I hate to say this about myself, but as a coach, what I found is that I never give people this kind of coaching. I like to be told I'm shit and I can't do something because then watch me go. If someone says I'm not going to achieve something, I don't sleep until I've achieved it because I hate people thinking I can't. I have to prove people wrong. That's what motivates me. Maybe that's what Tuchel's doing to Bellingham. But there's a lot stirring because Tuchel didn't say anything about Bellingham, and he certainly didn't say the players didn't try hard. He said they were making mistakes. He could probably understand it in the circumstances, but that's his job, is to make sure we don't make mistakes. Flybury, bloody good to see you. Big up, folks. And there's lots of how are you doings. Gary, say Sapphire Baby in your best Dusty Rhodes voice.
Sapphire Baby. I know that's not the voice. It's been a while since I've heard Dusty Rhodes, so
that sounds like a country song. Take me home,
Sapphire Baby.
I like that. I don't know who Dusty Rhodes is, but I did like it. Dan Burns and Spence came on like absolute legends. Loved it. It's a team. It's a squad game, isn't it? Zans Rogers was ideal supplier to Declan. I thought you were saying you there for a minute, Zanzi. It was Jamie O'Hara talking about a World Cup quarterfinal would be like time I complained about how Tommy Lee treated Pamela on that boat. I get the sentiment. It was 34 degrees centigrade yesterday. Yeah, not in that stadium, it wasn't. Don't say anything bad about Jamie O'Hara. Rosie's here. Pitch side had jogs in legs, drinks lots, get in quick passing. At the end of this cup, Declan needs vacationist vacation that ever vacated, maybe confiscate his legs. That's what you'd have to do with him, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to get back out there, and like I said, the adult in the room's got to go. Whoa! Well, like he shows up at he'll show up at the facilities, and it's like his card won't work, and the thing on it says, "We'll see you in a week, Declan."
No, I like the idea of someone putting a chair up against his hotel room door. You know, like just like, let me out, I want to play. No, Declan. Oh, there's nothing on the telly. Yeah, we've turned your telly off as well. Sleep. A chance to dream. I didn't sleep what dreams may come. Oops, I've gone Shakespearean. Make sure all team don't burn out mentally. Yeah, I'd like to see players who haven't played yet. Kobe Mainu. You know, when Declan Rice came...
him. Yeah, a lot of people want to see him. They feel like he could give a little bit something creative in the midfield that we might be lacking in terms of like.
Yeah, I really like. I mean, there are, I think, good tactical reasons why maybe he doesn't. The forward passing isn't quick enough. I think his explosive pace isn't quite there apparently. But yeah, I mean, I would have thought if you're taking Declan Rice off and you've got Kobe Mainu or Eze on the bench, it didn't make a lot of sense to bring Eze on. I think Tuchel said Eze grew into the game, but that does actually speak to the fact that he didn't start playing very well. I don't know. Rugby players with a bunch of maxi pads on.
Question for you is what is Eze missing? Like, why is he not clicking? Like, he didn't click. I think some people say he didn't click for Arsenal, and he's not clicking for England right now. Like, what is it? Is it just?
I think the way that people perceive footballers might be slightly at odds with reality. So I think that, and this tends to be people. There's this kind of expectation that every time Eze picks up the ball, he's got to do something great. If you want players to do that, you have to let them make mistakes. They have to lose the ball. So if you've got Odegaard playing in that 10 position, Odegaard will keep the ball, but do fuck all with it. Eze will run at someone, lose the ball. And so now your choice is really simple. Are you in a game state where you need somebody to take chances, or are you in a game state where you want to control the tempo? And when it comes to Eze, I don't know if he's going to go and win you the ball like a Declan Rice would. So you're not replacing. You presumably you started Declan Rice because you thought you're going to want to win the ball in midfield. You're going to want to provide a shield to the back four, and you're going to want to be able to tear about the place and move forward with the ball and pose a threat. And if you didn't get that out of Declan Rice, you're definitely not getting it out of Eze. So I just didn't understand it. But I'm not here to tell the England manager who's got us to a semi-final what tactics to use. I think you can look at it and say the halftime substitution, bringing Saka on made sense. Bringing Eze on didn't make sense. But let's not forget that never before in my lifetime of a quarter final of the World Cup have two England players come on to replace two Arsenal players come on to replace two Arsenal players. That's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. We're that good. We're that good. Arsenal is
awesome, isn't it? But no, I mean, like, that is it. Like, I've seen World Cup squads in 1990. There wasn't an Arsenal player in that squad.
Yeah. We
have come some way. Think how far we would have come without the shit manager we've got.
He is terrible. He is terrible.
He's fucking toilet. I hate him. I hate life. I hate football.
Wow, you sound just like that cartoon. Or whatever that image is, that audio, the AI, whatever it is.
No, that was me. That was all me. Are any other Arsenal fans actually beginning to like Spence? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I hate to say it, but I think if Bellingham hadn't been playing yesterday, Jed Spence was outstanding. He was all over the pitch. He almost scored that ridiculous goal from hunting down the keeper. And he was immaculate. I don't think he put a foot wrong. I really liked his performance.
I hate that mouth face guard or whatever that thing is he has to wear. Yeah. It just kind of like, I'm like, dude, that's like, the kids would have the little brace things on.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, that's just not cool. I know there's a reason for it. I know it's going to help you smile and chew better and all that.
Like, so vain. I'm worried about disfiguring myself. Just get out there and put your head in front of the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, stop worrying about what you look like. You're a multi-millionaire. You'll get laid. Dan, Elliot Anderson, glad next Haaland ask push. Dan, glad Elliot eyes wise next Haaland look for push down. I did think it was. I thought, like, I'm all for a little bit of rough and tumble in the penalty area before a corner comes in, but you can't just the image of Erling Haaland.
And you know what? I think it was the second contact too. I don't even think it was like it wasn't like it was the first contact and he just like I'm going to sell it. They were kind of going back and forth a little bit, and eventually Elliot's like, I'm going to lose the advantage here. So if I don't, I'd assume if I don't go down, guess what?
No, I didn't. I'm obviously this is. I'm happy to be wrong, but my way I saw it was Elliot Anderson literally wasn't trying to. He was trying to stay on his feet, but Erling Haaland's a beast.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm a unit, right? It's hard to push me over. I think Erling Haaland would have had me fucking flying through the fucking crowd at that point. That was a fair fucking.
That's why I like the Gabriel Haaland kind of back and forth. Haaland got him this last time, but there's been times when Gabriel's got him.
Yeah, but Haaland did the same thing.
Got him, right? So
he did the same thing to Gabriel in that City game as well. We just drags him off his feet, and when he's on his arse, he's not marked and he scores the goal. It's Haaland's game. I mean, I have to say, from being not particularly enamored by him because of his style of play to right now, I do really like Erling Haaland, and I think you can't argue with him. He is the best at what he does, and he
gives me Shaquille O'Neal vibes in the sense that he's just a really big giant playing a sport. He's thin, he's light on his feet, just like Shaquille O'Neal was, and you don't really know how to referee a game that he's in because he is that strong, right? You see players, grab and all of that. When he grabs you, and he gets you in the right position, you're done. You're done for, right? And that's how he got that goal in the cup match, right? So
I like Shaquille O'Neal in interviews. I find him really funny. I just love his kind of laid back sense of humor. Rosie, a Rangers fan from Glasgow. Question here: when was the last time you seen brilliance from Saka? Well, yesterday.
Every time he's going to pitch, he's done something there. But guess what? You're going, I didn't see it for the last 30 minutes.
I mean, if you look away every time he touches the ball, you won't see it. But he wriggled past his defender and got a perfect ball in, which both attackers were the wrong side of the defender for. That should have been a goal.
Kane did not want to get in front of him, did he?
He
did not want to get in front of that defender. It's
Kane
like, what are you doing?
Every single fucking time he gets into a big game. Right, he's only recently scored in a semi-final for the first time ever when Bayern played. So this is a guy who has the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. I'm not criticizing him for that, but he just goes missing in these games. I think Haaland and Kane. If you build this game as the Haaland and Kane show, both of them forgot to turn up. Saka only tries hard against Leeds. No, you don't have to try hard against Leeds. That's not a big game every season.
We'll get our academy kids, so we'll keep it close. All right.
Yeah, we play Max Dowman against Leeds. He does.
He loves Max Dowman, and I mean,
I know. We talked about it last time.
I shouldn't have said anything. Sorry.
There you go. You've just put him off now because I'm going to sleep. Have a good weekend. Tom, come back. It's all right. We're not going to talk about Dowman anymore. You sleep well, Sarah, and let me know when you're free for a movie show.
Night.
Norway's rowing home. They're rowing home. They're rowing. Norway's rowing home. Let's not be cruel, Millet, but I love that. Did you come up with that? Because that is really good. Very good indeed.
You know what surprised me about that game is when we were 1-0 down and they suddenly broke out and Odegaard put that ball perfectly towards Stoloff and it was 2 against 1 and he didn't pass to Haaland.
Oh, yeah, well, everyone's talking about that.
Yeah.
More than
the game should have been done at that point. You're like,
well, it's like it's like when Dr. Congo did the same thing and should have gone 2-0 up. No, I get it, but that's what really got me is I wanted Sam to be here. I'm gonna have to ask him. In Norway, more people are talking about that than they are the Wire of God, and I think it makes sense. But like, if I didn't see what Haaland was saying to him, but I'm surprised Haaland didn't just walk over to him and chin him. Do you know what I mean? Give me the but. It's so easy to criticize, isn't it? So let's do some more of it. Why make life hard for ourselves? Right. So the Millet, 1966 Arsenal players in the England squad, a grand total of 1. George Eastham, 1970, 0. 1990, none. 1992, Alan Smith. 1994, nobody. 98, Sol Campbell. I'm really running out. But no, we are overrepresenting in the England team now. Clockenders. This is it. This is it, guys. The season's starting up for us. We're getting some of the regulars back in. There'll be no fucking rowing in New York. There'll be no fucking rowing in New York. There'll be no fucking rowing. No fucking rowing. No fucking rowing in New York. Love it. Great to see you. Brings the songs. Love that. Well sung, well said. Any thoughts on Infantino and FIFA opening the door to 60-14 World Cup? Gary, I don't know if you've heard my theory for next World Cup yet, but I think you'll like it.
Okay. Is it worse than Mr. Tom's?
No, of course not. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, like, he's left field, right? That's just very well. I love about him, but no, I can't compete with that kind of zaniness. No, I'm saying there are 196 global federations. Invite them all.
Well, then you are on the same. You and him are one then, because he thinks everybody should come. Everybody should come. He's like opening up the door. Everybody, come on in.
Okay, give me one reason why not.
They should all have a chance, right? Somehow.
Why not? Why not invite everyone? Right? Do you just do two like in the FA Cup? Just do 3 qualifying rounds before you get to the group stages.
Yep.
Bang.
You could do that.
Yes, we finally get to see Scotland. Oh no, right? No, that's a bad example. No, but like some of the real minnows of world football.
Yeah. Iceland.
No, they're quite good compared to Scotland. Out of all the Scandinavian countries, I think Scotland are the worst, aren't they? Faroe Islands are slightly better. Muragshouse, which is an island, they're better. No, joking aside, Scotland are pony. No, we invite all 196 federations. Play. Why not? What are we doing here? 2 years of qualifying.
Even some of the non-inhabited islands in Norway are better than Scotland.
Row, row, row your boat. Well done, Elliot Anderson. We want track back past Jordan, Jude, Bellingham, Kane.
You know what happened in one of those games with the uninhabited islands? Scotland, off the kickoff, will boot it into their own goal because they hit it too hard and the goalkeeper can't hold on to it and it goes into the goal and they're down 1-0 to start the match. Because the other team doesn't have any players, they can't kick off. Match is over.
You've reminded me of a story, and I'm desperately trying to remember who the team was, but it was a new manager had taken over, and they were just shit. I think it was the early days Newcastle before. And this one of the players tells this story far better than I could, so I'll try and dig it out for next time. But he's basically like, they were playing so badly. He goes, all right, look, let's just have dribbling practice. So they played 11 with no one on the other side, right? And this team was playing so badly that at kickoff, the kickoff, the guy passed it back to the keeper to get them all up the pitch. They're not playing against anyone, and the keeper's not looking, and he goes, "You fuckers are 1-0 down, and you're not even playing anyone." It literally happened like that. He goes, and he's just standing there going, "Like, I can't coach this. This is Keystone coaching." Zlatan saying the camera wire had a better game than Madueke.
Oh yeah, they don't like him.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you can't go after a man like that, man. Come on.
Oh, come on. If it's funny, it goes, man.
It is funny.
That's
but
funny.
Damn.
If the fucking camera, I like Zlatan for the things he says. I like that. That makes me laugh.
Did you see his comments from the France-Panama Paraguay game?
No.
And he said, if I've been playing, I said, some people may have been in hospital.
The penalty spot took a good duffing up, didn't it? Danny boy. If England played the way they did against Norway, they won't make it to the final. William, I expect better from you. We all know that, but that's what they said all the way through our season at Arsenal. If Arsenal play like they did against Wolves, they'll never win the league. We don't usually play like that, but we do have bad games. I think the condition. I don't think Norway had a good game. Just to be clear. I think they scored that ridiculous cross. I mean, he didn't mean that wasn't a shot, was it? Nah, of course not.
I know Argentina won 3-1, but they weren't necessarily playing like necessarily the best football.
In extra time, they won 3-1. They beat Switzerland in extra time, and once Switzerland had gone down to 10 men, because up until that point, I had a feeling Switzerland were going to do them. And then I suddenly thought, oh, please let us play Switzerland. Oh, that would have made me so.
I like
moist.
that. That would be. I love chaos. That would have been chaos,
Mm.
but we didn't get it.
Granit Xhaka, come on, do it. But I felt bad for Switzerland. I felt bad for the player getting sent off, but he did dive, and it was a despicable dive. In fairness, 64 teams next World Cup. Italy still won't qualify. You guys are on fire tonight. Charles, good to see you, man. Zoe, how are you? Have you previewed the semi-final already? England versus Argentina, España versus France. No, we can get onto that though. I do want to talk about that. And Slice687. Hello, guys. Bruno G, Rogers, and Julian Alvarez or Barcola. What do you think possible? I personally, I know there's been developments in the Julian Alvarez story. There are a number of high-profile ITKs. I'm talking in the kind of Sammy Mockbell, Fabrizio Romano. Although I think those guys steal a living. But they are saying that the current story is that Julian Alvarez does want to go to Barcelona. PSG have pulled themselves out of that race. The options are narrowing. The latest is, as I understand it, that Julian Alvarez would prefer to go to Barcelona, but would be open to coming to Arsenal. And after his worldie of a goal yesterday, I think hardly anyone needed any convincing before that, but he's a very good player. As for Rogers, that's still bubbling along. Bruno G, I think this is, I'm going to summarize really quickly my understanding of it and then open the floor to you guys. But Bruno Guimaraes, clearly, it's been reported by Fabrizio Romano and one or two others, Ornstein particularly, that he has asked Eddie Howe if he can leave, but he's not going to agitate for a move. So I don't really know what that means. Because if Eddie Howe or the board at Newcastle went, well, we don't want you to go, he goes, all right, and I just thought I'd mention it. I've spent ages negotiating a potential contract with Arsenal, but if you're sure you can't spare me, then I guess I'll just stay here and captain you for the next 2 or 3 years until my contract runs out and my career is effectively over. It seems fair. Yeah, no, I might win something. I mean, we won the League Cup in every 73 or 4 years. We do win a League Cup, so. Listen. So the news around Bruno Guimaraes, this one came out of nowhere, really, because we are looking at left wingers and forwards. But I do think the signing of Bruno Guimaraes is a really classic example of what I've been analysing the market. Because if you take out cost, opportunity, risk, if you say money doesn't matter, spend whatever it takes, then yeah, Bruno Guimaraes, great. But if you end up spending 80 or 90 million on him that you don't spend elsewhere, that's a problem. I liked Ayoud Bouadi, but there was a clause at Lyon insisting that he had to be loaned to them for a season, which is a bit like me buying a car off you and then you going, can I keep the car for a year? He goes like, I don't really want to sit down and explain to you what buying and selling is, but because you don't seem to have a fucking clue. No, when I buy the car, my car, you get other car, dickhead. But no, this is what seems to be happening there. As for Bradley Barcola,
no. Not only that, but I'm gonna sell you the car. You're gonna give it back, but you're gonna give me back half the money as well that you owe on the car, and you can have the car when I'm done with it a year later, if you don't mind. Yeah. All right, that's all right.
Nonsense idea. I know we did this with Saliba, not quite like that, but there are teams that like the idea of that. To be fair, I can understand that they don't want to lose him for a year, but it doesn't fit with us. So it's not a transfer that I'm excited about. Someone that might come in a year's time. As for Bradley Barcola, he is leaving Paris Saint-Germain. It looks like Diomande is going to Paris Saint-Germain, so because they're short of a good player up front. Bloody hell. The thing is, Bradley Barcola, if you looked at it, he is being kept out of the left wing slot at Paris Saint-Germain by Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, who is, without question, the best in that position in the world. Then when it goes to France, it's his teammate Desiree Doué who's keeping him out of the picture. And you just think it would be good for him to change his nationality and his team. Arsenal, I would love to see Bradley Barcola. I am keen on Rodgers, but if it was a straight up between Rodgers and Barcola, I think Barcola answers more of our problems than Rodgers. So, as I said, what do you guys think on that?
Yep.
Good.
What you said. Absolutely.
No, that's well done.
Yeah.
That's YouTube one day will overtake mainstream media because it's for exactly this sort of thing.
Yeah. It's
why can't you be,
Rodgers is good, but he doesn't really do an awful lot for me still. I mean, I like him more than I did at the very start when all this transfer shenanigans went on. But yeah, Rodgers or Barcola. Sorry, Barcola.
Yeah, Barcola is a left winger and a really
Yeah.
good one, and he beats people for pace. He's a great one-on-one merchant. I think like people say about Bradley Barcola that he's not clinical enough in front of goal, but I don't hate that. I think we get enough chances as long as he's putting 1 in 4 away. That'll do me. I think that Rodgers for me is not a left winger, although I know he's played out left but he comes inside. So I quite like the signing of Rodgers as a sort of another thing to do, but we've got Eze and Odegaard, and I don't know if it makes that much sense. But most of the proper journalists, if there is such a thing anymore, and I think we all know there isn't, are saying that Arteta really wants Morgan Rodgers.
He's supposed to be our number one buyer, isn't he, at the moment?
I think it's all bullshit. I think our number one would probably. I think we're waiting to see what happens with Julian Alvarez. For me, it would be Alvarez, Barcola, or look. If I had my perfect summer transfer, it would likely be probably Vinny Jr., Alvarez, and
Bellingham.
No, I like Kone. I like Kone Mane. There's a couple of midfielders that I quite like. But I'd give them. I don't know. Right back maybe. Right. So, how easily you forget 15th of April?
Can I answer a little bit about that?
Yeah, please do. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. No, I mean, I get why Bruno would be. I think Bruno would be just as much as important to us as Barcola or any attacking player that we need to get, because I think we need some either different or better numbers, whatever you want to call it. As far as attack goes, as you said, Rodgers is, if he's similar to what we got already, a player and a creative player or attacking player in the midfield that can go out wide if we need him to, then yeah, we might have that already. Didn't seem to work out that this time. Why is it going to work out again? But I feel like if Arteta if he's treating this like he does his goalkeepers, then maybe, he's got a point. He just hasn't found the right one yet, and he'll just keep trying until he finds the right one. And I hope,
there's another way of looking at it, which I agree with you, but the other way of looking at it is, what if you're just looking at as Rodgers is an upgrade on Trossard?
Then Trossard.
Yeah, because Trossard would never. I never expected Trossard to be coming in as an out-and-out left winger, and I don't think he's ever been an out-and-out left winger, and I don't think Rodgers is. But I bet they can both play there. But I don't think that people always buy players knowing exactly where they're going to end up. I think we bought Kai Havertz without a really strong idea of where he was going to play. And I think we bought Mikel Merino with a fairly strong idea of where he's going to play, and then suddenly realized he's the world's best number 9. So, these things happen. I think that people get very hooked up on formations and where players play. But really great managers, people like Pep Guardiola, look, a really good example. Wherever Pep's gone, he's moved to play. John Stones, he was playing in midfield. Kimmich was a right back who he repurposed as, I thought, one of the best defensive midfielders at Bayern have had for years. Yep. So I think it can all go that way. I would say Trossard's leaving. Rodgers is a huge upgrade on Trossard. And that's you can't...
Sorry, I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, but it sounds like an expensive upgrade for not getting what you wanted, which we wanted, which I still feel like we need. Yes, we need attackers and whatnot, but I just feel like we need some that can play out wide and do some of the things that Arteta wants.
Rodgers has been doing that at Villa, with some success, though.
Yeah.
He hasn't been unsuccessful at it. It's worked. I think that's okay. At the beginning of the World Cup, a lot was made about who was left off the England squad. Now the England is in the semis. Are people going to acknowledge Tuchel and the team he picked? Yeah, I don't think we've missed Cole Palmer. Who else didn't he take? There's a few, wasn't there?
Maguire.
I actually feel like Maguire is somebody he does miss. So, I mean, they've been able to get by and stuff like that, but I feel like he seems always nice to put on that white top and actually play over and beyond what people would think he can do out there. So, Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not
we're
hard
talking
to
about
exceed people's expectations if you're Harry Maguire, is it?
no, but I mean, like defensively, he's usually
As soon
somewhat
as you've got your
sound back there.
shoelaces tied up, everyone's like, "Well done, Harry. That is really
No,
good."
you guys are trying to make a joke, but you know what I mean. Though I feel like, yeah,
You
yeah.
love Harry Maguire.
Oh, you know what? Did I say that? Damn it!
You,
That's
you wanna
supposed to be
give
the
him a
inside
tug of him.
voice. Inside voice.
Inside Harry Maguire is something I don't know. What
Whoa.
you could be my wingman anytime. William Holmes is laughing. That's always a good sign. Let's be honest, guys. We need to be going for the likes of Vinny Jr. We need that marquee signing. Get Vinny left wing and Solis as a secondary. Solis is another one that's, I don't know. We're buying potential, you know. But on this subject of Vinny Jr., Gary, would you let me just, without me trying to influence your decision, do you think the signing of Vinny Jr. would be what we need to do?
I would like to see that. Yeah. We need something. We need a player like that. I think the problem, as you know, as anybody's going to say, is but that's not all he has to. He has to bring more to the table. But I'm like, but if he can create like he does, and he'll be a moments player like we need. All those things that we go into a game like we're playing PSG, right? They've got Scalia, we've got Vinny Jr. Maybe that nullifies things, and then who knows what happens there. So I kind of feel like, yeah, we need a player with his skill set. Be nice to have one. Yeah, I think
he's elite. I mean, he is a world-class player with that confidence, world-class player, and it's not coincidental that he wins things. The George 247, great for being here. Thank you. Barkler is just another non-proven novice. Yes, he won the French League and the Champions League, but let's be honest, he's not a top starter for PSG. He played 26 games. He's not. I don't think you can really say who's first choice out there. I think you're right. Havertz is clearly first choice at left wing. But that doesn't, if you're behind the best left winger in the world, that doesn't make you an unproven novice. I don't know how you do go about winning back-to-back Champions Leagues as a shit player. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not common. I think Bradley Barkler is a very good player, and I think he's proven enough. Do you not think he's an upgrade on Martinelli or Trossard then? But if you don't think Barkler is if you think Barkler is a proven novice because he only played 3/4 of the games for Paris Saint-Germain, despite the fact he's behind Havertz and Desiree Doué, who is exceptionally good, then who is better? Like, who do you rate that's that much better than Barkler? I'm not saying that there isn't anyone. I'd love to hear from you what you think it is. Mortley, Texas. It may help Arsenal that Atletico are insistent on not selling Alvarez to their Spanish rivals. It might do, but up until now, the story has been that he really just wants to go to Barcelona. But now that he's come out and said he wants to leave, it's hard to see him staying anyway. We've got the same situation, Newcastle and Guimaraes. Like, once the captain's gone, I don't want to be here anymore. You go, well, we'd like you to stay. So now put the armband on and go out there and do your best. It's just hard to see it.
If Barcelona were sensible, what they'd do is they'll say, right, Atletico don't want to sell to us. You buy Alvarez, and we'll pay for it. And in 3 years' time, you can sell him to us for nothing. And we'll say, oh, no, well, 3 years' time, you have to buy him for 120 million.
Yeah, that's one way we could do it. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I might be very strongly implying it with my tone and the look I'm giving you. But look, let's see if that happens. We've all had late nights. That's what I'm putting it down to. I feel like it all depends on if Martinelli is going or not. That's a really good point. I do think that people are very quick to like other players from other teams and dismiss our own players. I happen to think Martinelli is a better player than most people say he is, but I do think Barkler is better than Martinelli. And even though the stats don't necessarily show it in Europe, I think the eye test seems to tell me that. Pissed, by the way. I was told Bellingham was banned for the Norway match. Maybe. Oh, we had this conversation, Zanzi, didn't we? Like, where you were writing. Did turn out that because they got yellow cards in the Mexico game, they could have missed the semi-final, but it didn't happen. So my bet got fucked exclusively by him. Betting is horrible. Vinny Jr., Bruno G, and Munoz for me. Oh, Jose, great to see you, mate. Like these a lot. I still think, for me, I would... Yeah, no, actually, I really like that. I'd have to think about because I still want a number 9. Really, I still want somebody who can. I'm not sure Alvarez really is that out and out striker that we need, but he's a very good player. Alvarez only scored 8 goals last season and 1 since November. 3 fact he wants Barcelona is also troubling. I don't want Arsenal to be a pit stop because we're a soft play stand. Jack Swagger, what a great comment, by the way. Yeah, I agree with it almost entirely. That I don't like signing players who'd rather be somewhere else. I don't know. I think he's excellent, versatile, and I think he'd fit into our system really well. Atletico didn't play very well. He had a great first season, not a great second season. He's not the same. I don't know if he's 130 million quid's worth of footballer. That would be my final problem. And Boyten Diaz says, just get Rodgers. There is this kind of real feeling around Rodgers, which I can only put down to people who obviously watch a lot of football and know what they like. Rodgers seems to tick boxes for them. Honestly, I don't think I'm there yet. I certainly like the player, but not at the kinds of money that I think Villa are trying to hold out for. So, anyone with any thoughts on that?
No, I think we've discussed this before, and I'm agreeing with you on this.
Yeah. I mean, whatever Arteta wants, I feel like I'm okay with it sometimes because he surprises us with some of the maneuvers that he makes anyways, right? Some of the moves are like, why do you keep doing this? And he does it. And I like, hopefully things that he said and what we're trying to do, I think we're going to enjoy the football because I believe we're going to improve on our attack, whatever we do. So I think Arteta knows. I believe he's told us that's what he wants to do. So
the only issue I'm taking with it, and I think this is going to come up again and again before the season starts. Like, I think everything you've said is really logical, and obviously you expect that Arteta has a lot of input. But I just don't think it's Arteta that draws up the targets of who we bring in. I think the idea of having a really big club, one thing Man City have always done really well is they always had a really good Cheeky Bergerstein, a really good sporting director. He knows what kind of player they want. And they give it to a manager like Pep, and Pep gets the best out of them. But I don't think Arteta's putting the target list together. I think when you read these things of he really wants Rodgers, there'll be a list that they're working on. And I don't think that Andrea Berta came here from Atletico Madrid just to get a shopping list off Arteta and go and fulfill it. I don't think that's his style. I think these decisions are being made by a committee and by a data analytics committee, as well as coaching staff and scouts. And I think Arteta has veto. I think if he really didn't want a player, he has enough clout now to say. But I just don't necessarily feel like... That's why I think with Kai Havertz, and I tell you where it really stood out for me is Raheem Sterling. Because there's no way on earth that Edu checked that with Arteta.
Even first. Willian
was Arteta's idea.
No, I know, but I mean, he realized how bad that was.
Yeah, I think
when he scored that goal in the last game and you saw his face, you're like, he's going... It's like, what?
No, but this is it. I think when it comes to it, one of the flaws that Arteta's always had is that he doesn't seem to be able to see when he was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think he had that look like he screwed that one up.
Yeah. But it wasn't until Willian was injured and that Boxing Day game that we actually got a fresh lease on life as a club. Yeah. It wasn't a decision by Arteta. It was a good fortune. I really hope Odegaard's injury is behind him and he can lead Arsenal back to back. Yeah, I like Odegaard. I don't know if I think he should be our captain or not, but I'm sick of people going in on He's only the third man I've ever seen be a title-winning captain at Arsenal.
I know there's a player in there, and I just want to see it. So if I'm not going to see it, then yes, he has to go. But
yeah,
I believe there's a player in there, and I believe we'll get. Somebody somehow has to figure out how to get it out of him, so that we see it on a consistent basis, right? And I know injuries and all that happen, but I mean, I feel like we've got a player in there. If we're going to keep him, right? If we're going to keep him, then we better try and get it out of him. If we're not going to get it out of him, then he needs to go because that means he's kind of wasting our time because we don't,
The only thing I want to say to that though is that sometimes players do things that aren't obvious. Like obviously strikers score goals, goalkeepers save goals, but like how I see Odegaard being used by Arteta, he's the guy who creates the tempo. He's the guy that holds the ball. Ooh, you started blurring there? Like I can't. That's like the film 3 Lions. Is it 4 Lions when they go like that so the cameras can't pick them up?
I feel like Arteta has told us he's not doing what he's asking him to do.
He had a bad season. He's had a bad season and a half. There's nothing about that. I'm not here to say
No, I mean, like, in the sense that, why is Erdegaard hanging out back with the center backs and stuff like that? Why isn't he further up the pitch?
He's going too deep. Yeah,
it sounds like, for me, like, that's not what Arteta wants off of him, and I feel like he should be higher up the pitch and help us get goals, as opposed to kind of control things from the back and move up. I just feel like we need to score goals, and I thought he was the guy that could do that for us. I thought he has that in him, that skill set. But,
and look, the kind of my underlying theory of the transfer window assessment that I've done so far is I think our team is changing. I think we're moving away. The players that we're linked with are not the kind of players that fit in an Odegaard system. So I'm going to rattle through some of these comments because there's some brilliant ones so far, and I don't want to miss anybody out. And look, that's why everyone's here, is for the chat. Yo, chat. Rodgers is more of a central attacking midfielder. Sell Odegaard and have Rodgers and Eze as creative midfielders. No appetite for selling Odegaard, so I don't think that will happen. But I do think you're not in a minority view there, where people would be happy to let Odegaard go. It really comes down to whether, as Gary just said, whether you think there's a player in there that might still come out. The respect he gets around the world and the way he's played for Norway, it's clear that
I thought he was excellent for Norway yesterday.
I think he's been excellent for Norway for the whole tournament.
No, yeah, but even so to yesterday, because
he
was, I thought, head and shoulders their best player.
Yeah. I was just gonna say those things that I've seen him do in the World Cup. I feel like I don't feel like I've seen some of that for Arsenal. You know what I mean? So,
but then that's the point, isn't it? Like when you're playing at Arsenal, we have, when Odegaard first came in, people weren't playing low blocks against us. We were hitting on transitions. We were moving with pace, determination, and our front aggressive pressing was catching people out. And Odegaard leads the press better than anyone, right? So whenever you look at when we're jumping forward, what England were doing really badly yesterday is no one seemed to know when to press. What Odegaard, as a captain, does for you is he goes, on my mark, everyone press, and he knows when to press. He's an intelligent footballer. So that, I'm not trying to do the big Odegaard keep him forever. But what you see when he's playing well for Norway is more like what you would have seen 2 or 3 years ago at Arsenal. Now, if you're going and playing a team and there's 2 rows of 4 and 1 in front of that, then Odegaard's skills of keeping the ball and not losing possession and pressing are lost a little bit. Because if you have all the possession, pressing is not as important. So I think that in another team, if Odegaard went to another team, he'd start being talked about in the same height. Arsenal fans have fallen out of love with Odegaard a little bit, but I think part of that is because we all want Declan Rice to be captain. He's much more our sort of captain material. And we kind of perceive Odegaard as being a block to that. Odegaard's not creating assists. He's not... But he doesn't have people ahead of him. So I don't know. I think we're keeping Odegaard, so we'll all get to see next year. I could be wrong. Next season could be another bad season for Odegaard, and I'll be sitting here this time next year going, get rid of the prick. But why sell Odegaard? Sell Norgard. Very good point. I don't think we are selling Odegaard.
Did Berta not get the I don't want Norgard?
No more guards.
Arsenal message? Did he not get it? Because the way he played him in the Premier League is almost like, I told you I wasn't going to play him.
No, but you see what I mean? Doesn't that kind of speak to my point earlier where do you think Arteta went, go and get me Norgard? It's like one of those ones. You come to work on Monday and Berta's got, I got you another player. You're going to love this one. Who is it? It's a guard. I've already got a guard. No, he's a different guard. I bought another guard. I want all the guards. Please don't put anything in the comment about my Italian accent. It's perfect. It's from Genoa. Odegaard has completed his Arsenal mission. It's time to move on and make some good money and upgrade for someone more dangerous in a creative position. George, I get it. I understand people wanted that to happen. I've heard so many people, some I don't really respect at all, going, Odegaard shit, I know you're not doing that, by the way, but I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. In the end, he's not going. This was journalism 3 weeks ago. Arsenal have said that though they are not looking to sell Odegaard and Odegaard is not looking to leave, if the right price came in, they would sell him. Duh. That's what the right price is, you donut. Do you know what I mean? That's self-evident. That is a tautology. Saying that I would only sell if I got an offer I would be prepared to sell for is not journalism anymore, people. That's just saying King Charles has stated that Buckingham Palace is absolutely not for sale at all unless the right price comes in. Right, there you go. Everything's for sale. Capitalism. Love it or hate it. You're stuck
basically, you know, if Arsenal scores more goals, they're probably going to win this, but there might be a chance that they score the same amount of goals. But also, you know what could happen? They might not even score enough goals.
I hadn't even thought of that. That could be a real thing. If we don't score as many as the other team, can you just quickly run through what might happen? But the George says it's time to upgrade for someone more dangerous in a creative position. I think essentially, and you know, Gary, you just touched on this as well. Problem with Odegaard is he's not really playing in the creative midfield position that we all kind of wanted him to. Eze is more that player, but he gives the ball away too much. And I think Morgan Rogers would be really interesting to see what happens, because over time you could definitely see us going for a more powerful chaos engine. You know, so at the moment we're all about control and possession, and Odegaard's the prefect, the man on the pitch that executes and manages ideology. Whereas if the ideology changes and we just go, no, just get at them, fly forward. Barcola is the kind of player you expect to cause chaos. Rodgers is the kind of player you expect. But the kind of players we're linked with now are strong, physical, and they run at people. And Odegaard is not that. Maguire is actually a good footballer. Sorry, I'm saying it out loud. He's been hampered by being at Man United. Yeah, I'm not saying he's shit. It's just that he plays like shit. Get Rodgers or Noosa. Noosa, I've liked watching him. I don't think he's that close to being what we want. There are things that, again, it's mostly potential, but he does look good. Who's Like Sex says, if Rodgers joins, I'd prefer him to play in the 10, but that's not likely if we're keeping Odegaard. We really need to strengthen our left wing, though. Agreed.
Well, the thing that I know is that, as you said, and we know this, Arteta says, what do you play? And you tell him. And then he says, what do you play? And if you don't tell him something else, he's probably going to go, it's probably not going to work for me. You know what I mean? Because he likes multifaceted players that could do more than one thing. And we see it, right? So
over and over again, when I've been doing analysis of players, I've given them a higher rating if they're versatile. Because we all know that if there's one thing that, like, if you can play left and right back, you're in. Should we just play left back? That's shit. Jurriën Timber, when he first came in, is he left back, right back? We don't know. Like Kai Havertz, no idea where he plays. Just put him on the pitch somewhere. Yeah. So I totally agree. I think that you need to, but then I think that isn't that more of a footballing philosophy where you go, what do you mean you can only play midfield? What do you think is so different about being a right back, Declan? Thomas? I don't know.
I think about like players like Saka wouldn't have gone on the pitch if they could only play the one position, right? Players like Mascara wouldn't have got probably on the pitch sometimes, or not Mascara, but like Nkapie, even Norgard. I can't play in the midfield, but guess what? You're fine. You're playing center back today, right? And they never. They don't.
I think it speaks to the personality of a person as well. Yeah. See, like if you took Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I don't want to play. I want to play in the midfield. I don't want to play right back. All right. Well, why don't you pop off to some French team then? And then Bukayo Saka, I don't care where you play. I just want to be on the pitch. I just want to be on the pitch. If you want me in goal, I'll play in goal. I don't care. I want to be on the pitch. And then who do you want to put in your squad? I take people who just play wherever they're told to play. Declan Rice, if you told him to play in goal, I think he'd put his gloves on before he'd finish the sentence.
I always find it amazing with Saka and the fact that he was a left back, and then someone all of a sudden thought, tell you what,
that's misleading. Right. No, that's misleading because he wasn't. In the youth team, he was a right winger, but they tried him at left wing back. And
there's videos of him.
I did not know about.
Yeah, there's videos of him he's an attacker. So yeah, but you know what it is? He's a footballer, right? You talk about, what do you do? I'm a footballer, and then there's like people like I'm a striker. No, he's a footballer. Wherever he needs to go, he'll do the job. Rice, what do you do? I just play football. Where do you play? Where, like you said, wherever the team needs me, right? England's like, we're down a right back. All right, got it, coach. And and he looks good doing it, right? That's the thing about it. So I like that aspect of what we bring to the table. Like, yes, you can.
I think now the project evolved as well. Now more people like Guimaraes are looking at going, they're not just talking about winning things; they're actually winning things. And too late Guimaraes, we don't want you now. But anyway, the other thing I want to talk about the new series, because I really like him. The only thing I have is his decision making sometimes, and I know he's young, but I think if you're buying Noosa or Solis, you're buying potential, but that's not what we're really looking to do right now, is it? We're not lacking a potentially good left winger. We're looking for an actually good left winger. So I'd still go Barcola. But Rodgers or Noosa, I think it's Rodgers, isn't it? Rodgers and Guimaraes would be mad, can't lie. Would be. Listen, I'm wrestling with my own integrity because I've disliked Guimaraes for a little while now. I think I could tell you the exact moment, actually. But
is that one of these flew up in the air? Is that what it is?
I don't even hate him doing it as much as I hated VAR going, no, there wasn't much force in that. It's like, so what? Yeah, but sometimes you can elbow someone in the face, but it's just gentle. What? He ran up behind him and forearm smashed the back of his head. Yeah, but that happens. Yeah, maybe he could come into the ring with a chair next time. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could really make a show of this. Why don't they both put on some spandex? But then I thought about it, and because I do lack the, I care about winning too much. So I'm like, if he's my asshole, I think I'd be okay with it.
That is it right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to play against Harlan, but I want him on my team. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I don't want to have to run into him, because he just wants to stand in front of me and make me look silly. No, I want him. I want somebody else to run into him, and I laugh at them when they fall over. That's what I want. So Guimaraes on our team, we're gonna love that.
Yeah, I think I'd warm to him quite quickly. He's got a lot of skills. He's a very good player. The George, I'm worried we're going into a bit of a listen. I established the fact that you don't want Odegaard to stay. I'm not 100% sure we will see a much better Odegaard, so I can understand that. And like I said, maybe this time next year I'll be like, it didn't work. But this is when people were going, would you sack Arteta? And it's like, we're not going to. So this is a conversation that won't unfortunately develop. Do you think that Odegaard is moving on, or just that you want to have him move on? Because if you want him to move on, I get that. I understand it. I can definitely make a case for it. I'm not sure I agree with you. But the reality is there's no point in us constantly talking about he's not going. Like that is the reality of it. He has come out and said he's happy at the club. Arteta says he's happy with him. His stock is really high at the moment. If we were to sell him now, we'd probably get as much as we're getting from him. But there is no credible link to him and any other club. So I'd have to say at this point in time, you're going to have to get used to the idea that he's staying. So as much as you don't want him to be there, at least hopefully if he has a great season, you can admit it. But like I said, if he has another bad season, and he has had a bad season, then I think more people will agree with you. But you're not alone in thinking that he shouldn't be at the club.
Who set up Trossard for that goal against West Ham?
Yeah, I know. And in fairness, that was a great moment, but it doesn't mean he had a great season.
No, he didn't.
But you know what? Everybody, there's few players that played near perfect for us last year, but everybody contributed. Everybody. Even Norgard.
Norgard didn't.
No. I mean, to Arsenal. No. Like, Kepa okay, didn't. All right, you can find one player who played like 5 minutes.
Found four.
But I think Norgard helped us when we needed some help on the back line.
All right, Kepa Arrizabalaga, how did he help?
He got us in a final, and then he slipped.
What fool? Don't next time. Get us knocked out first round.
I thought Norgard played well every time he played for us.
How many times do you think he played for us?
I don't know.
Exactly.
He had like 1,000 minutes. He played some football.
He had 1,000 minutes. He played like 16 minutes in the Premier League.
In the league, yes. But then this is not just we don't.
No, yeah. I mean, I played him against Wigan. He was great against Wigan. No, you're absolutely right. What are we doing? Come on, guys. Like, we're not discussing Morgan Rogers so that we beat Halifax in the FA Cup third round, are we? We're trying to build an elite squad.
But somebody has to play against that team, and it's not Rogers. He should be resting, right?
Kids. Buy some kids. Not Monga, he's a dickhead. I don't sign Vinicius Jr. on my FM saves. It's the money. Jose says, Arsenal have entered a new run. We can actually have conversations about landing the best players in the world. The Cronkies have delivered the dream. I agree with you, totally. The only thing I'd say is, if you do go down that route, then the problem with it is you end up like buying Neymar or when they buy Eden Hazard for 140 million. Buying the best players in the world is not always a good idea. In fact, of the top 20 players who've cost more than 100 million, very few of them make it. And that's because it's a team game. Ultimately, you need a team to be really good. And having one great player can upset that rhythm unless everybody is so good that everyone plays through him, right? Yes, he's improvement on Martinelli, but with Vinny Jr. is a type we need to go for. I just think, like, Vinny Jr., if you say, first of all, here's why I don't think Vinicius Jr. is coming to Arsenal. And I feel like you all know this anyway, so forgive me. I'm not trying to patronize anyone. I'm not mansplaining, but Vinny Jr. holds out for an extra year, gets a free contract, and just think of the money that goes into his pocket. If Madrid were to sell him, they paid 50 million for him, right? Let's say they went, do you know what? We're fine if you just give us a 50 million. We break even on one of the world's best players, right? I don't see that happening, by the way, but let's say it were to happen. And he goes, great, I'd love to play for Arsenal. No one else is interested, let's say, for sake of argument. That's £500,000 a week, please. I don't know if £2 million a month, £24 million a year, fucking 125 million over a 5-year contract is great business. I don't know if he's that elevating. I don't think players usually are. I don't know what it does to the dressing room. I don't know how you make Bukayo Saka your best paid player and then less than 6 months later you go, oh, by the way, he's on twice what you're on. These are things that no one ever thinks about. But when you're playing Football Manager, you do have to think about those things. You do end up with the squad balance and shit like that. I don't think Vinicius Jr. is coming, but it doesn't mean we're not in a conversation. And I will put it to you this way, because I think both what Jose and what you're saying here is absolutely spot on. We are in the conversation when Vinicius Jr. is being talked about leaving Madrid, even though I think he'll probably pull an Mbappe and like what Mbappe did to PSG and just walk. When people are talking about where Vinny might go, we are in the handful of teams that are being talked about, right? So if I said to you, Kylian Mbappe has now fallen out with Real Madrid and he has to leave, name 5 teams where he might go. We are one of those 5 teams. We have money like other teams in Italy don't have. There's 2 teams in Spain that can compete with us. There's no teams in Germany. There's 1 team in France, and there's maybe 3 or 4 teams in the UK that could pay the kind of money we could pay, but they're not as attractive to people. So we're in the conversation, but I'm not saying that, oh, I wish we could get Vinny, but Vinny doesn't want to come to Arsenal. I don't think he does at the moment, but I think we're in the conversation, but I just don't think he's right for us at the moment. And if we're talking about the best left winger in the world, it isn't Vinny anyway. I think it's Kvaratskhelia. Why not? Why aren't we sitting in here saying we should be in a conversation with him just because he doesn't want to leave, is really happy and really enjoys playing for what arguably is the best manager in the world? Why shouldn't he just come to Arsenal? It's the Arsenal, for God's sakes. Greenwood won't believe the latest last Z update. The juicy, I just still called it Z. I'm so sorry. I've forsaken my Englishness and I've accidentally called it Z. So last Z update, the juiciest update of all time. Arsenal needs some proven and young. Well, that's hard. That's hard. Who the fuck is proven and young?
This is those are.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
nobody has. No, you're not finding. As that's like saying, I need to bring in a striker who's going to give me 20+ goals a season. They don't grow on trees. There's not that many.
I need a young old player. Yeah, that's it. Like, oh well, Ivan Toney. He scored 14 goals for Brentford, so he must be good. Fortunately, for us, Vinny and Mourinho don't have a good relationship from the last 7 years of racism, but bust up, it's time to capitalize on. Yeah, I do think that in the emotional world of, personality clashes, Vinny and Mourinho are aiming to have a properly bad relationship. But Vinny Jr. goes, I could stay at Real Madrid, which, let's face it, is not an incredible hardship, for a year. And at the end of that, instead of the club getting the 50 million, I'd get it. And I'd still get 500 grand a week. So, I don't know. 50 million. Could I put myself in Vinny's position? Could I work somewhere I'm not happy for a year for 50 million? I'm going to need to give it a bit more thought.
I'd find it a struggle.
I know you would. I've offered you more, but you've been steadfast, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but I mean, more of nothing is. I don't know.
I was going to say,
I've offered to double your salary, and you still turned your nose up.
I don't know. I just wouldn't know how to spend it, mate.
Exactly. I've offered to help you with that as well. It's okay, Dan. I'm not betting real money. It's video game money, kosher betting. I can't be bothered with that. It's like when I used to play poker for play money and used to win really long tournaments and think, I'm good at this. Dan, good to see you and the others. Barkler's still in the mix. What do you think? I do think Barkler is a cheeky one in the mix. The reason I think that, and this is where it's going to get a bit more complicated, I have done a video about the top 10 left wingers, which is going to be edited and finished hopefully in a day or two. So I've spent the last 24 hours really going into the top 10 left wingers. And one that just is not being talked about nearly enough, largely because it looks almost certain he's going to Paris Saint-Germain, is Akliouche. He's just outstanding. And so now Bradley Barkler, Desiree Doué, Michael, there's just too many good French players at the moment. But basically, Akliouche is the young pretender to the Barkler crown, and so I think he's coming in. So Doué and they can't, and Paris Saint-Germain are going to have to move on Barkler. Barkler wants to go. He's not getting minutes. If he thought it was difficult getting into the team ahead of Havertz-Shelia, it hasn't got any easier that they want to sign Akliouche. So I think Barkler is leaving. Liverpool was stung by being rejected by Diamonde. I could see Barkler going to Liverpool or Arsenal. I just really hope it's us. I really like him. For me, he's as good a no-risk transfer as you can do. I'd take Rodgers or Bruno G. Both raise our chance of obtaining more silverware next season. How do you both feel about that? I agree with that, but I thought I'd open it to you two.
Who's this player that's going to PSG?
I don't want to do too. As I'm saying, I don't want to say too much. Watch the video tomorrow because it'll come out tomorrow. But he's basically a very good French winger, and Paris Saint-Germain have all but wrapped up this transfer. And the only reason I can see them signing this player is because Doué or Barkler are going, and I don't think Doué is going anywhere. Luis Enrique prefers Doué to Barkler. I don't think that's a criticism of Bradley Barkler. I think Bradley Barkler is just unlucky that the position he plays in and the club and the country he plays in, if he was playing at any other club in the world, I think Bradley Barkler would be considered the best left back in the team. But when
that's like what's holding back Martinelli with Brazil, because of course Vinny Jr. is in his place, isn't he? There, I'm
not sure that's all that's holding him back.
I think Martinelli would get a lot more time.
Yeah,
if Vinny Jr. wasn't there.
Yeah. No, you're right, but he wasn't getting into the Arsenal side ahead of Trossard. So I think it's just listen. I'd love to do a spot coaching with because he knows what a ball looks like. He's always staring at it. But I'd be like, hey, right. I want you to do a thought experiment, right? I want you, now you've got the ball and you're running and it's going super well. I want you to imagine what happens next. But then there is a certain thing about, and this is not me being an old man going, young people are stupid just because they are. No offense. If you're young, you already know this because you're living that life. We've been there. Don't worry. We've all graduated from stupid. But your amygdala doesn't fully form until you're like 25 years old. So what that affects is your ability to imagine the future. So I think what's happening is Martinelli's running with the ball going, this is brilliant. And there's a bit of his brain that's growing now going, what are we going to do next? And he goes, more running with the ball. Oh, we've run out of space. Oh, who saw that coming? So I think it could happen in the next year. Martinelli just suddenly goes, hang on a minute. There's like loads of other players with my colour shirt on. What are they doing? What happens if I give one of them the ball? And then you'll see a completely different Martinelli. I don't know.
You know what? I don't think Arteta has even figured that one out. I don't think he's told Martinelli, and that's probably right there the problem right there. Arteta.
No, I think he's fallen out of love. Do you know, I've had people in my teams that I just think are brilliant and they're very good at what they do, and it just doesn't happen. And then you realise they're not good at thinking for themselves. Everyone gets there eventually. I was the same when I was young. Boy Ted Diaz says, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who's unmoved by Barkler. No, you're not. Someone else said earlier that he's an unproven player. I don't know. It's a choice thing. For me, he does all the things I'm looking for in a left winger, definitely. And I think if you're getting into the French national team and Paris Saint-Germain, Luis Enrique and Didier Deschamps rate you. You've can't be just shit, can you? You're not shit. The World Cup has been good for me, though. 27 days from the group stages to the start of the quarterfinals without a rest day is bonkers, though. I get they need to cram in 104 games. Well, wait, Richard, wait till you see, and great you're here, by the way, but wait till you see my format for the World Cup where everybody's involved. You know, there's not one day for about 3 months where there isn't a bit of football. Love it. Signings: Bruno G, Rogers, Vinny Jr., Solis, a cover centre back and a cover right back. I haven't looked at many centre backs. Not a lot of centre backs that we're being linked with. There is the occasional one. Right backs more so, but even there, it's been pretty slim. I can't remember now off the top of my head who the best suggests. I think someone on here suggested a right back in the last couple of shows, and I thought it was a brilliant idea.
What left on our left back, center backs by trade coming in anyways, right?
Well, Calafiori's a left back, centre back. He's more of a centre back than a left back. Hincapié is obviously a left back.
I thought they were both centre backs coming in, like they were as far as their main skill set. Okay.
Yeah, I think Mosquera is a centre back, and I think Calafiori, when we signed him, was playing centre back, but I don't think he's even played at all badly as left back. In terms of a right back, though, if there is truth to the rumours that Ben White's going to Everton, we are going to need to buy a right back. I know that everybody says we almost wanted. Oh, look at this, George. You're just harsh, man. Do you know emotional attachment to sell Ben White also? Ben White's got experience. How many bad games has he had, by the way? I'd keep Ben White, definitely. I might be closer to your opinion on Odegaard, but I think you're going to be happy if you wanted to sell Ben White. I think you're going to get your wish because it does look like there is an appetite to sell him and move him on. But I can only imagine there's somebody in the wings that we're looking at as a right back. Yeah, I can't remember who. Someone.
Wan-Bissaka.
That's right.
Congo.
Yeah, but no thanks. No thanks.
He's Chelsea, though, wasn't he?
No, he was Palace and Man United.
Man United.
When he's at Man United, he gave us a goal. So I'm not a fan. No, I don't hate him, but no, thank you.
How different is that? How different is he to Noni then, or Kepa? You know
what, in terms of how much I don't want. No, Wan-Bissaka's good. I don't hate the Wan-Bissaka side. He's physical. He's strong. He does switch off though. And he's not the youngest either, and I don't know about versatility.
But he's not our starter, right? So he's somebody who can start games for us, right? That's what we're looking for. I thought defensively we have our starters. It's attacking wise, we're still like, we can have players. Can we have somebody go in there and deceive the player that has the spot right now, right? That's what we're looking for in some respects to some of those positions, right? So. I mean, we have our. There
is, but it's football, isn't it? Like, if you looked at our summer transfer window, which we all enjoyed, I think I'm right in saying that we all thought Andrea Berta did a good job. And then when you looked at the Champions League final, of all the people we'd signed in that summer transfer window, the only two starters were Hincapié and Mosquera, and no one would have predicted that. So sometimes you go into a season thinking, well, we don't really need a Wan-Bissaka, but they end up being really bloody important at the end of the season. So everyone you buy has to be good. Norgard apart from Norgard, obviously. So I don't know. Bissaka isn't the one that I think I would sign. But I don't hate it either. I'm not trying to say I hate it either. Let me just go through some more of these comments. Brilliant comments tonight, guys. Really good. It feels like we're getting back into the swing of things. What a great game it was yesterday to get everyone back in the mood. I love them all. We need to improve and move on. We can't hold on to them forever. I agree with you. That is probably my biggest failing, is I'm far too sentimental. I think Arsenal fans are too harsh on Odegaard. I would agree with that. But people are just so binary these days, aren't they? And it comes from the people on YouTube who go, he's scrub, he's washed, he's a fraud. And you go, oh my God, there's got to be a little bit of, from brilliant to a fraud. There has to be some level in between. Gary Odegaard is definitely our tempo setter in possession. Yes, Leo. Gonna miss him.
He does a good job. I just kind of felt like I mean, like you said, I just wanted to see, I feel like I want to get more out of him further up the pitch. That's all. So
yeah. I think the point you made really well is so does Arteta. So like there's a point where you go, like, if he's not doing what you want him to do or what Arteta wants him to do, maybe time to sit him down and go, fix up. Boyd Hendia, he scored 1 goal and 6 assists for our creative midfielder. Eze came in and instantly had better stats. Yeah. George, the reality, I think I said this earlier, so I don't want to labour the point. But listen, if you're playing Eze, you expect him to lose the ball a lot more than Odegaard. So if you're chasing the game, you're going to probably throw an Eze for the risk, because Odegaard's probably not going to do what he did for Trossard at the West Ham game as often as you'd want him to. But Eze is going to get you more goals and assists, but he's not going to control the tempo of the game in the same way. And I think we are moving away from the Odegaard era, but not this season. I think it might be next season, but not yet. Clockender says, sell Odegaard, no chance. I would say there's two ways of reading that. One, you read that as I don't want them to sell Odegaard. But the way I'm reading it is like, we're not selling Odegaard. So it doesn't matter if everybody and his dog wants him sold. It ain't happening unless you know something I don't. Tempo Serta doesn't have to mean that he's a creator. No. It would be nice for him to have players ahead of him. See, when Odegaard was at his best, forming relationships with Ben White or Timber and Saka, our right side was always the danger side. But it isn't necessarily because of the, immaculate through balls or whipped in. It was working. We scored goals. We've won the league. So I don't hate Odegaard, but I do get that he's not as thrilling to watch as Eze or Rodgers would be. If Odegaard played in a team that didn't face low blocks weekly, then Arsenal fans would be demanding we sign him. I think it's about some of the stars we saw at the World Cup as well. I mean, if Mikel Merino, if you'd never heard of him and you'd watched the last 2 Spain games and I said you could sign him, you'd bite my hand off, wouldn't you? He's played like 7 minutes, scored 2 goals. And not bad ones either, just so we're clear. But I think we tend to undervalue our own players and we overvalue other people's players. As we finally push toward to get instantly talks, Alex Scott, Sango. I like Alex Scott for Man United, but Lucky, I don't really want to do this with you here because I know you're my favourite Man United regular. Here's the thing, like Man United's pull is just gone, isn't it? It's like, that nice pair of boxer shorts you buy when you first buy them. Man United now, you've had them for 8 years and you have to tie them on. Like no one wants to go to Man United anymore. We're signing, like you've got nobody wants to go to Man United anymore. You're literally shopping around in the bargain basement, trying to lure players to you that just don't want to play for you. So I don't know if you'll get Scott either.
Yeah, the elastication's gone. There's a bit of a crusty bit on the front, and you don't know what that is.
You do know what that is. You're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing explaining today, right? You know what that is. We all know.
No. I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it. Say it.
Well, can you two get together after the show and maybe have a glass of wine and talk about crusty patches on the front of Y-fronts? Do you mind if I hold our audience to a higher standard? Fucking hell.
You let Mr. Tom in here.
What
standard are you talking about?
We don't always talk about football. Mr. Tom has yet to start talking about the crusty bit in the front of his pants. And if he did, he'd get short shrift. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going back to George because he's given us some very interesting things to talk about.
Hang on. Mr. Tom was going on about...
There should be a mute.
He was getting a bit dodgy about semis watching Brokeback Mountain.
It was all innuendo.
Oh, no.
There's no innuendo about there's a crusty patch on my pants and I don't know what it is.
Stop liking
That's not innuendo.
Like
Subtlety, Zanzi. Subtlety. How many times must I tell you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry. No, this isn't scripted. In my opinion, the new signing, I don't know what they're going to say. They come here, I don't know what they're going to say. In my opinion, the new signings last year won us the league. Odegaard was with us for many years prior and we failed to get over the line. It shows we need to move on now. He's got his prem now. Yeah, there's only so many ways we can say it. I get your point. I don't think that this is what we love about football, though, isn't it? Intelligent people can have a difference of opinion. I'm very much, I think, as close to being purely on the fence as I can be here. I totally understand that Martin Odegaard has not performed at the level we want him to. That could fundamentally be because we've moved on, or it could be because we're about to change our playing style. But I think that I can say with some confidence that Martin Odegaard is staying. And if that's the case, all Arsenal fans should just hope that he has a really good season and shows us what he used to show us. If he doesn't, we'll have this conversation next season. But I do understand what you're saying, and I do think there's intelligence in it. We need a right back. What do you guys think of Daniel Munoz? I think Munoz is the one, isn't he? I think Jose, I think that's who it was. I think Jose suggested it in the last show, and I think that is the one I'd probably go for. I haven't really looked at right backs. The only one I was so sure we were going to get all the analysis. We're not linked with that many. We have been linked with Fresneda, which I thought was funny. Basaka, obviously. Munoz, who's great, but I've not heard anything concrete about him at all.
See, he's 30 years old. He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who's 30 years old?
Munoz.
Are you talking about a right Munoz? I did not know that.
I thought it was a youngster. I thought he was I thought he was younger. Wow. Oh.
No, he's a
Daniel
Colombian
Munoz.
bloke. Yeah, Colombian.
Yeah. My God,
Yeah.
so he is. Oh, yeah. I'd still take him, man.
Mm.
He's not anyone's big summer signing, but no one's signing a petition either. Richard Andrews says, it looks like 64 teams for the next World Cup in 2030 may happen. Now I hear that Antarctica will become a FIFA member and have a team that Penguins only have to watch them. They're slippery. What a big setup for that punchline. Well done. Saka has fallen off a cliff. The difference of him from 2 years ago is night and day. The standard of football played in the England game was poor at best. Odegaard and Bellingham aside. No, it's fair. I think since Saka took that picture from his hospital bed, I don't think he's been as good. But that doesn't mean we mustn't get into the steady state of looking at something that it is now and not being able to see what it becomes. Kane even disappeared yesterday. Kane does that in every big game. Just a fact, isn't it? Falling
Kane's
off a cliff.
not able, is he?
It's probably the second oldest joke ever told, that one.
Ding, ding. You need a drum. Where's the drum thing?
No, I turned it off.
Oh.
There we go.
Don't know what that was, but it's not a drum, is it? I know, guys. I can't fix a reason in my head to sell Odegaard. I'm the same. But even if I could, even if I desperately wanted him sold, I think this is the bit that frustrated me about the Arteta debate. And I'm not saying that people who think we should sell Odegaard were the same as people who say, we've got to sack Arteta, we've got to sack Arteta. And you go it's not going to happen. So why talk about it? Accept the things you can't change. When Kenny Ken was on Deluded's channel, and all they were talking about was whether Arteta should go or not. And I asked in the comments, the question, would you sack Arteta? And Kenny Ken was like, I'm not getting drawn into that. I'm not stupid. Of course we're not going to sell him. Of course we're not going to sack him. And you think, then why are we talking about it? Why do we spend our lives talking about things none of us think are going to happen? So Odegaard's not getting sold. Lots of fans are expecting Arteta to be transformed stylistically on account of winning league. It's only Arteta that can apply to, none of the players. That's bizarre to me. I think that Arteta's talked about changing style. I think he is going away. And this is what I'm saying. When I do the research into the players that might be joining us, there is a pattern that emerges. And that pattern isn't about controlled possession. So I think we are going to see a temperamental shift of Arsenal from the team that's desperately holding on to things to a team that hopefully plays a bit more swagger. But this is all conjecture. I could be wrong. But yes, players. I remember Robert Pires' first season at Arsenal was god-awful, and then his second season was outstanding. He's player of the season. So players change. Nothing stays the same. The only constant is change. Very deep. Fallen off a cliff while simultaneously being injured, helping, adding and contributing his domestic team to the title and Champions League final, and now helping England to a World Cup semi-final. Very good point. Very good point. Aren't many Scotland players that are so bad that they get their team to a World Cup semi? I'll just put it out there. I'm not trying to be harsh here. I think you're right. I'd be lying if I disagreed that Saka hasn't been the Saka that he was before that injury. Before he's injured, he's on track to break the assist record. And now he's obviously not starting for England, hasn't had the kind of tournament he'd want to have. I don't see it likely that he's going to tear Argentina apart. He's not fully fit, and that's frustrating, but life's a bitch.
I mean, I've always said, and we should rest him, but supposedly that is not actually the answer. The answer is just he can't perform for 90 minutes, 120 minutes, So I think the way they're using him is the way he's supposed to be used, and some people don't like that, but He's still got it. He's still got something in there. If he can get to 90 minutes in the
Yeah,
future,
he nearly set up the goal yesterday. That's a different complexion of things. He's been good for England, but like you said, not for 90 minutes. But we're not replacing him anyway. I would sell Havertz. I wouldn't. Havertz sold long before Odegaard. Is a disaster if Odegaard leaves before Havertz.
We want a better version of Havertz, but I don't think anybody's been able to tell me what that looks like specifically. Like, what player do you go, that's a Havertz clone right there, but that version 2 or 3, right?
Kai Havertz in Germany is known as a Raumdeuter, the position that was famously invented in a Kicker interview with Thomas Müller. He invented this position because people said Thomas Müller's not strong. He's not good at heading the ball. He's not great at passing. He doesn't score the kind of goals strikers score, and he doesn't score from the edge of the area. His technique's not outstanding. But Thomas Müller, so I said, what are you? And he said, I'm basically a space describer. I'm somebody who points out. I go to where the game needs me. I use intelligence. Teddy Sheringham type players, It's very hard to pigeonhole them. I think some systems suit. You have to build a system that's going to allow Kai Havertz to do what the hell Kai Havertz wants.
Yep.
And we don't really do that at Arsenal. So I don't think we're necessarily the right team for him. But if he's happy here, maybe we're changing and evolving. I do think that he's a different option from Kai Havertz. I don't think I'd play him as a centre. I don't know where I'd play Kai Havertz either. I don't think I agree that I'd sell Kai Havertz before Odegaard. I think I'm probably more Odegaard before Havertz, but I don't really want either of them to go, and I don't see why they need to.
The goals that Havertz is scoring, though, are the ones that we go, yeah, we needed.
Did you see that absolute dickhead? Who is it? Which dickhead was it? Maybe I'm not even going to name check him. One of these Gluminati dickheads was like, I think it was Lee Gunner. I'm going to name check him because he's such a douchebag. But he was like, Kai Havertz doesn't score important goals, so he scored the only goal he's the only second man in Arsenal history to score in a Champions League final. Yeah, but it didn't mean anything.
Look at all the goals that he scored towards the end of the season.
Well, none of them were important, right? None of them were important, right? Well, Burnley, that wasn't an important game that won it. The goal he scored against Chelsea, the goal he scored against Sporting, he scores, he's clutch. He's a big game player. Yeah. You know what? This is what I mean, that people are just so fucking miserable in football, aren't they? He's a scrub. Everyone's a scrub. The only one who's not a scrub is me, and I can't play because I've got a letter from my mum. So why is he being played if he's injured? At one point, he was carrying England and Arsenal. He was shocking yesterday, overplayed and constant. No, I don't think he did, actually. I disagree with you. I don't think he was he only played one. He came on at half time, right? He was much better than Madueke. He nearly set up 2 goals. I don't know what you're expecting from him, though. I don't he's not. No, he's definitely not.
He's not injured, like he can't play. He's in recovery, and this is what it looks like. He gets 30 minutes of football, or whatever it is that they can get out of him, and that's how it works. I mean, this is part of his recovery. I wanted him out. I wanted him sitting and resting. That is not the answer. Doctors are saying it. Everybody's saying it. He has to keep playing. Eventually, hopefully, he'll get back to where he can play. But right now, what you're getting is what we should be okay with for now. Deal with it. You know what I mean? That's what it is. He will get 30 minutes. He'll look better than Madueke. And you know what? That's what it is right now. So,
yeah, I think you made a really good point. I think it is frustrating from silence. I know nothing about recovering from sports injuries. I know nothing about sports injuries. But I take Rosie's point, though, because when you see a player that's had the game and the world at his feet like Saka did, and you 2 years on from the Euros, and you're like, he's not the same player. But he isn't, and he hasn't been since his injury. But I still, again, it's a very Gluminati thing to say. He's washed. He'll never play again. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. He's still being picked for the World Cup quarterfinals, so he can't be that washed. But football is only as beautiful as it is as a sport because we all have different opinions, and I'm definitely not saying you're wrong, Rosie. Right, so I don't know what we bought Norgard for. I don't either. Ainsley Maitland is very annoying on Football Manager 1921, always demanding to play on the right wing. Bro, I have world-class players there. Be happy to even... Well, he's gone, isn't he? Where is he now? He's in France somewhere, isn't he? Rosie says Barcola would be great at Arsenal. I Very much agree. I think Noosa has unreal potential, and I don't think you'll be able to buy him later in his career. It's now or never. There's few players that fit that description. Brilliant. Okay, so that I agree with. That's the point. Noosa has incredible potential. You know, that's what you're buying. As a club, I think you're absolutely right. If you're not in the market for the £100 million players, buy him now. But there is a point at which I kind of go, lots of players have potential. Very few of them realize it. So if if you buy every 7 players that have great potential, one of them makes it, that's not necessarily good business either. I've only seen bits of Noosa from the World Cup. He's young, great instinct to attack, but he's got no experience. You don't know what he's going to be like. He's at a club that develops young players very well, that don't always travel very well. There are exceptions, obvious exceptions. Because he's England's best right winger that can spin a game on its head, I wouldn't mind him at home wrapped up in cotton wool. But if I'm Tuchel, he's coming. Yeah, I agree. So you can't see a difference in Saka now from 2 years ago. No, everyone can. Like, come on, like we can all see it, but it's just to the point where it felt like you were saying that he's not very good, and none of us think that. One point, at one point he carried England. Now he's not carrying England. Well, in one tournament, Saka carries England. Next tournament is Jude Bellingham. That's better, isn't it? That's like in one tournament. Actually, it's not a fair thing to say about Scotland. I was trying to think. One tournament, Ali McCoist carried. One tournament, Graham Souness carries Scotland, and the next tournament, we'll see. Imagine the kit sales, though. View accounts. I don't want to do that. Pine plays. 40 games missed due to injury in the past 2 seasons alone. Saka and recurring Achilles. The Achilles was worrying because I get that. Like my favorite example sounds wrong, but I think one of the clearest examples of this is Ansu Fati at Barcelona, where they made him train too hard. He injured. He overcompensated on his other thigh and then ruined that as well. So, these are serious injuries that have to be managed very well. But the Achilles tendonitis, that was out of nowhere. That wasn't an injury that he'd had, and it just sort of came up. So, hopefully, I think we should just go and buy 5 or 6 fit players who aren't very good for the start of the season, because Rice ain't going to play much. Saka ain't going to play much. Noni Madueke might, damn it. Am I the only one who doesn't think Noni Madueke is very good anymore? Okay. 60 goals, 58 assists in 226 appearances for Arsenal. My fucking done. Yes. Star boy. Ali G was at Wimbledon today. He's back. Was he really? Look, I'll take Barker, but be prepared for a similar situation as Pepe. I'm just not sure he's physical enough for the Prem. Yeah, no, listen, that's fair. I think that's fair. Look, you never know. That's the whole point, isn't it? I assess transfers based on a metric of 8 different categories. And on those, judging by those, he comes out really highly, but I could be wrong. No serious injury problems. Good personalities, played at the top level. I think actually Bradley Barcola, great off the ball, works hard. See, the other thing is, unless we do fundamentally change the way we play football, Arteta's going to want his wingers to track back. Barcola will do that. Barcola would be
how
insane.
come no one's talking about someone that you've eulogized before, which is Mika Godz?
Yeah, it's the same problem. Mika Godz is the same problem. It's like, yeah, he could be brilliant, but he might not be. Who knows? How many times have you seen a player and gone? I mean, look at the classic example is Mikhail Mudryk. Oh, he's amazing. He's brilliant. So many people who watched the clips of him were like, "Oh, we've got to sign him. Got to sign him. Move heaven and earth to sign him." And then we got away with that one.
Dodged the bullet there, didn't we?
Yeah, because I think our memories are short. There are so many players around. When you start going through, like, I'll be really interested to look at the framework that I've built is a spreadsheet, but it's also got like profile pages and things like that are linked to it. So When it's finished, I'll be offering it to people as a thing that they can play with. No, I mean, I think I'll give it away to members if we do a membership thing, or just like certain people get it for free. It's not really something to be monetized massively, but I think it's interesting because it's an attempt to make the subjective objective, right? So I'm saying, instead of going, is Mika Götze a good footballer, which most of us would say, yeah, he looks great. It's a chance to go, okay, is he a good footballer? Does he fit the Arsenal tactical structure? What's his personality like? And just to try and assess if there are any problems. Mika Götze, pretty much the only problem you find over and over again is you can't be sure he's going to be as good as he looks.
I tell you what, when you've got that spreadsheet, I want to see your video of going to the Arsenal training ground, going up, knocking on the door, saying, "Want to see Mr. Berta, please?"
Yeah, because they haven't got
some information for him about footballers.
Do you know what's really interesting? Just I know. Here's the thing: you can look back. You can go back. You can say what Andrea Berta did, and you can see the methodology. Because he bought players in positions. He didn't buy superstars to appease fans. He went and bought what we needed, or what he felt we needed. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating. At the end of the season, the players he bought all played a part in, with the exception of Norgard. But that's why I'm saying, to deconstruct that, I'm using that as a framework. I'm saying, in my opinion, based on an analysis of the team, what are the players that would fit the kind of system that Berta looks at? So I'm trying to work out what he's doing, but obviously his data is based on conversation. He'll have had like one of the categories is personality fit. So obviously it's harder to be sure a player is going to fit in if they're coming from Holland to England for the first time. Great example of that is the Chelsea defender who I really, really like. He's the young left back, centre back, whose name has completely escaped me now. Who was teammates with Timber, spoke very highly about coming over. But Timber comes over to live in the UK, no problem. He comes over, doesn't quite fit the club culture and hasn't done very well. So all I'm doing is trying to assess. What Berta does is he talks to them. He'll have a conversation with them, and he'll kind of... And then the other thing is, I just want to address this really quickly. A lot of people give him... Like James B., who I really like, Goonerverse, he was saying... I don't know if this Berta system works. You know, he talks to all these players and then they get more keen and then he waits to pick his best one. And, you know, what if they all go? And it's like, I've been in recruitment long enough. I've had clients like that. We just have to offer the first person we like. It's like, no, you don't. You know, well, what if they go somewhere else? Then they're always going to go somewhere else. You want the ones that want to be here. You know, you meet them, you like them. You've got to have a fit. But then you also check there isn't someone better out there. What Andrea Berta is doing is he's sitting down with Barkley going, would you be keen on a move to Arsenal? And Barkley goes, yeah, in theory, I'd be happy to. Then he goes and talks to Mika Götze or Christos Tzolis, and he talks to them. He gets a chance to assess their personality. All I've got is I scour the internet to see if there's any reports of them being a dickhead. And if there are, I factor that in as much as I can. That's it. But like the spreadsheet that Andrea Berta is using is based on my one. It's almost as good as well. I do it all for love. I'd rather have Frank Bruno than Bruno G. Not really. I just wanted to name drop Frank. No, I mean Harry. I love it. He's the train in my school. Love Frank. Tough time he had. We sell Greenwood to Turkey. We shouldn't also quickly move. Oh yeah, lucky man. Get rid. Xerxes, I think, needs to move because your club has ruined him. He was a very good player. Villa's just signed someone good. Who have they signed?
They signed Manzabi for Switzerland.
Yeah.
One of the guys that come into my chat the last couple of times has basically been pushing him to Newcastle. But in Newcastle, I guess Villa has a bigger pool. For some reason,
I think Man United has a bigger pool. I mean, like, if you don't start talking about Underpanskin, we've been linked with Mavropanos from West Ham. Yeah, was it you that asked me? Not Malt Licky Texas. I think it was you that asked me in the comment section. Everything I've looked at with Mavropanos is like, I just think we've moved on from him. When we signed him, he had potential. He's lived up to some of that potential, but not like, not in a way that makes him stand out. I don't see him getting into our side regularly enough to make signing him worth it. Berta did amazing. Poach Munoz from Palace. Yeah, I quite like that, but so just so I don't have to think about right backs anymore. I told you, Odegaard deniers are just like climate change deniers. Wan Bissaka is 28 years old. He's not a bad second choice right back. I think we all agreed on that. 2 of 3 or both. Denzel Martin, Ella, Wan Bissaka. I don't know. It's too much Man United stuff. I'm tired of talks of tempo setter, hold up play. I just want good through balls and scoring goals. Everything else is fluff. Yeah, that's your opinion.
Here's the thing, though. The only way to score is to take a risk. So, yes, if you're looking to score more, then the risks will go up. So your percentages will go down in terms of your passing because you're trying something to break down a defense that's trying to stop you. So if you're just sitting further back in the play where you have a lot more control, because, that's why I'm like, you have to take that risk. You got to
third down and 5, right? You're 7 points behind, or you're 6 points behind, right? You're on the halfway line. Running play or a throwing play. These are the choices you have to make. This is what it comes down to. With game states, there are times Eze is a natural choice.
Yep.
I didn't think for England yesterday.
Oh, no. Bring
Eze on. But I did think that there were games last season where I was glad we had Eze on the pitch because he will do exactly what you're saying. He will take a player on.
Pass to Martinelli. I don't think anybody else is making it based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and there are times where you want a guy to hold on to the ball and keep people calm and keep the game tempo and state and all that. So when Jack says, I'm tired of this tempo setter stuff, it really depends on the state of the game, doesn't it? See, when England are like holding on to a lead against Mexico for 30 minutes, everyone's like, oh, this is great. This is real. Backs to the wall defending. When Arsenal are doing it, it's like, you scumbags, you've killed football. You've killed football and its children, right? You've killed football and you've got his kids in a van. That's what you've done. Yeah. When it's England, it's like, I love it. I'm so proud.
Yeah. Set pieces, scoring up set pieces and own goals is a terrible thing. It should be stopped.
I love that. He's the top scorer in the World Cup, isn't he? Arsenal's own goals. He's doing it again. Can't keep him down. I love it. But look, football is situational. You need a squad of 25 people, and if you've got a really well-balanced squad like the great teams have, you do have an Odegaard in there. I think that's my view. But everything else is fluff. It is like in the late 80s, early 90s when people worked out that most goals were scored after 3 passes, so they stopped passing the ball altogether and just lump it up to the big man up top. What are you doing? Passing it around. Fucking get it in the box. And then we had teams like Watford do really well doing that. Cambridge went up 3 leagues doing that. And then after a while, everyone goes, this is shit, isn't it? And they go, yeah, it is a bit, yeah. Because we're looking at the data wrong. It's the one does not lead to the other leads to that. So it's like you can't just lump a ball into the box because after a while the defenders go, well, this is good. I'll just stay in the box then. Or do what Arsenal do and just push up. Offside. Oh, curses. God, why? And then you get Arsenal killed football more times than I can care to count. Jack, what about needle mover?
The question is, how can we kill football this season? Because what is going to be the new phrase? What FC are we going to be this year that everybody's going to hate until they win something with it?
Just don't care. I mean, I'm so over what other people think of my club or country. I'm just like, whatever. You're right, though. Like, it'll be fun to try and work out, there are too many goals from open play, these shitheads. Look at them. Who do they think they are with overhead kicks, you dickhead?
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be tap-ins. All they do is just tap the ball in the net. They don't even boot it from 20 yards away.
They did that to Gary Lineker his whole career. They said he's just a goal hanger. He goes, okay. Yeah. Now his multi-million-pound company is called Goal Hanger. I wonder who's laughing now. He would fix. Quick, Zlatan said something negative about Noni. We must sell him now. This manager disgraced clockhead. I hadn't heard the comment by Zlatan, but I do love it. I mean, you can't. If it's banter, it's banter. Like, he did have a better game than Noni. Cable Cam had a better game than Noni. Is brilliant. Sangare, Kone, Alex Scott. Kone, I would like Vieira came out and said he thinks we should go for him as well. My gut feeling is Odegaard would welcome a move away from Arsenal at this stage. Maybe a move away from the biggest spotlight would be best for him. I thought that as well. I can't find any evidence of it. In fact, everything that he said is that he's very happy at Arsenal. Because when I started doing the analysis of Odegaard, I just kind of assumed he'd want to go as well because he's under pressure, people slagging him off. It's clear that he's not, that other people want a different captain. Fucking hell, Tony Adams came out at the start of the season and said, you'll never win the league with Odegaard. Talk about making it hard to feel like really wanted in that. But there's just no evidence of it. So I think everyone can expect Odegaard to still be at the club for another year. Rosie says, I'm far more critical of Rangers players and Scotland players alike. Yeah, I think that comes from love, doesn't it? I think that's how I interpret that, Rosie. It's like, if you slag off one of our players, I'm more defensive, but then I could probably slag them off just as much as you. I do agree with you that Saka he's been a shadow of his former self. It's just his former self was so epic that you just have to give him time and see if he can get close to that again. And I think he will. He's young enough. Arteta has a personnel and ability to change playing styles. Oh, some players are stuck in their ways. Yes, it's a very fair point. Havertz is fine. He's a consistent scorer for me. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't really understand how he's a consistent scorer.
He's a consistent and consistent scorer. That's the thing, right?
But he's been in 2 Champions League finals, Gary.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but there are times when you're like, how did he miss that?
No, that's true. That's true of every great player. That is true of every great player.
I mean but his seem to be more sometimes. But it's more because we barely get to see him.
That
now.
City game where he missed the header, he was still the only person who scored for us.
Yeah,
he's been in 2 Champions League finals and scored the only goal on both occasions for his team. It's just that one time they did concede and the other time they didn't. I think. Clutch, I think attitude, listen, he plays for Germany. He plays for Arsenal. Starting a sentence with, I don't want to be mean, lol, but I'm the first to say Scotland went out first. Thanks for your input. Glasgow Jack. Rosie, maybe our friend wants a Glasgow kiss. Ooh. I don't understand that comment, Lucky. I hope there's a real fight going on because I think I know who wins this. Still don't understand what you're saying, Lucky. Oh, well, let's... Okay. Noosa looked super impressive in last game. Yeah. Don't buy players because they look good in World Cups. James Rodriguez. Have you learned nothing from James Rodriguez? Nico Williams at the Euros. Best player in the world. Now, look. Still pretty good. Never buy players because they have a good tournament. If we won the UCL on Havertz because of the worldie goal, nobody will be talking about sell Havertz. He was one of the reasons we were in the Champions League final. Great goal against Atletico. Great goal against Sporting. I really like Havertz, and I'm not afraid to say it. I think I've kept some of my opinions on things quiet because you just get so much backlash. Not anymore. Now I will behave as a champion. Rosie says Saka is not washed even at his worst. He's still better than most Scotland players. I'm just pointing out that I feel he is nowhere near where he was 2 years ago. He may need to leave to improve. I think what Gary's been saying is apposite to this. I think this is his recovery phase. And the World Cup's come around a bit early for him. I think he'd rather it was next year, but that's life, isn't it? Who's to blame for Saka's fitness? I don't know if it's to blame, Gary. I think this is better that you handle this because I think you speak more clearly on this than I do. Saka is going through a lengthy recuperation phase that has to be managed.
Yeah, I don't know if he means his fitness now or his fitness then, because a lot of people were complaining about his fitness when he was at his top form, in a sense that when is he going to get a break? This man needs a break, right? He can't play all this football, right? Yeah. Or is he talking about his fitness? What we're seeing now from Saka, deal with it. Deal with it. This is your castor oil. You're sick. You need to take your castor oil. It tastes bad, but it's gonna make you feel good.
Never taken castor oil.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is what it is.
Luxury. I don't know about Zanzi, but we couldn't afford castor oil.
Oh, yeah, I had some of that now.
I used to have these little
cod liver oil capsules.
Cod liver oil tablets.
Yeah,
ooh, I had those too.
Yeah, that's good when you get older. That's good for your joints.
Yeah. No, I think what we're seeing from Saka is like it's there. You're just not going to get it for a full game, so we're going to have to just deal with it. Hopefully, by the new year, he'll be in form and he'll be able to start and all that. That's what the only hope. I always thought, like when he signed that contract and he had the injury, shut him down, You put a lot of money into him. We don't need him for the next 6 months. Let him just get back to wherever he needs to, and then I want him to be ready to go at the start of the season, right? Or at least maybe World Cup will be his
December.
ramp up or something. But I just think we're gonna have to deal with this, and hopefully at the end of the year we're like laughing because he's back into form and all of that.
So I agree with what you said. I think you did put it better than I did, and I would say, look, the other thing here is it seems to be a question of whether you believe that he will ever be as good as he was after this recovery phase, or if you somehow think that this is it, this is a precursor of a decline in a football and you'll never see the best from him again. And none of us have crystal balls to see the future, so it's just which side you fall on. I strongly believe that his abilities weren't just physical. I think he's mentally strong. I think he is intelligent, and I think that he's versatile. So that, let's say, maybe the wing isn't the best place. Maybe he loses some of his explosive pace, but you could still see him being an inside player like Rodgers. So I'm keeping Saka, and no one's moving him from me. But I do understand it's down to just like, like this point from Rosie here. She says the best is yet to come from Madueke, in her opinion. Like, and but that's a fair point, because like, I don't know. I've changed my mind about players.
At some point, somebody's got to have to get into his head the little things that he could change to make it such that, guess what?
I saw him interviewed,
works,
and
right?
actually I saw his personal coach, because he's got an elite coach, like most of them do, who's followed him, through his career. And he says he's always looking to improve his game. He's always looking. I mean, it's easy to watch a player for 90 minutes on a Saturday and come up with complete opinions. The reality is, people making decisions like Andrea Berta, the stats team, DNA, and all of the guys at Arsenal aren't buying Madueke because he looked good in the Panini sticker they saw. Like somebody's gone, watched him, and whatever he's had his moments for us, and he's in the England team. So Thomas Tuchel, who's managed to, in his first go, get England to the semi-finals of a World Cup, he can't be completely wrong. Andrea Berta, there's got to be reasons. So when Rosie says the best is yet to come, she could well be right. But it's opinions, and my opinion isn't that. If he won the UCL because of the Worldie Havertz goal, nobody would be talking about selling Havertz. No one should be talking about selling Havertz anyway. He's a hairlender going absolutely nowhere. Well said, Clockenders. I hope the Oyathabal links today are true. I don't hope that at all. I really don't hope that. This is so funny to me, because this is a classic case of, I think, when guys earlier were saying, I don't get the Barcola hype. I think it was Boytendio saying it. And I'm like, well, I get it. And this one, I do not get this player at all. He looks bang average to me. Ferran Torres looks better, but I still don't rate him either. All hail Lord Berta. Do you know we should do that for the coming season? All hail Berta, and you have to stand up. We also need, actually, since you're here with us, Gary, and it's great to have you, by the way, can you come up with a phrase that Zanzi has to say in his almost perfect Brazilian accent?
Oh, my.
No, that's not. We need it to be longer. We need to be longer than that. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
This is camping. Oh, my. Oh, my. Don't give him an easy one. No, it's got to be like, how many crocodiles would fit into this hovercraft?
And you say, go on, Zandy. That one I did. You called me up.
My Brazilian accent, have I?
Yes, he got but now patented.
Why you think of that? The one thing I was going to say is Saka, at least mentally, like you said, for his football IQ is so good. The way he's playing right now means that if he does get back to whatever his new normal is, right? Whatever his new normal is, as he gets older, you won't see as much of you won't see that significant dip, because he'll just figure out somewhere else to still perform. You know what I mean? Based on what we're seeing right now, because some players playing with whatever he's got going on will not give you.
I love that, because the people overlook this. They go, this is a boy who came to Hale under 8, and there were hundreds of other boys that were there, and he's come through that. He didn't just turn up one day and be good at football. He's worked, and discipline and hard work are ingrained in him. He's highly intelligent with a fantastic work rate and a great personality. So that compensates for more than I think people give it credit for. So how many crocodiles would fit in this hovercraft, please? Janji.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
Gary's making me laugh.
No, stop it, Gary.
Yeah, Gary,
I can't hold this in.
Yeah. How?
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to, but it's hard.
It's the how.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be serious now. I'm being serious.
Come on, Brazil have been knocked out of the World Cup. They don't need this.
How many?
We'll let you. I'll go through some comments because we don't know if we're going to be here long
Hang
enough to
on,
get this
I'll
done.
do
Yeah,
this.
no, go.
No,
Do you need a drum roll?
I say, okay, how many crocodiles? That sounds Chinese now, don't it?
How's that Brazilian? In what world is that Brazilian? That's like a really bad Asian accent. That's like the worst.
Oh, I forgot how to do it. Not that I ever had it in the beginning.
I was going to say, this isn't a piece because you've been previously good at it. This is always funny because somehow, look, it's very simple, right? I just want you in your best Portuguese Brazilian accent to say, how many crocodiles would fit in this hovercraft?
I've just seen Rosie's comment.
I haven't. I've been trying to coach you
China.
today.
Right.
What's this? I agree he needs to rest. When I managed my first shop, I had to leave because I was volunteering in the shop. I was spreading my wings. That's what Saka needs, rested. Stop saying Saka needs to go elsewhere. He's a one-club man. Stop
He doesn't need rest. That's the thing.
Someone's upset.
Sorry,
Go quickly.
sorry.
Do your Brazilian. Save the day with a bit of Brazilian hovercrafting.
Okay. I'm trying to think about Brazil.
I think you're getting too much into the character. I think you've got yourself in Sao Paulo, drinking a caipirinha.
No. I'm on the beach. So how many crocodiles? I can't do crocodiles. It's Chinese.
I don't know.
Why crocodiles? What Brazilians have you met? How many crocodiles? What's crocodile? Stop it. Okay, well, give yourself a moment. I need that before we finish, or we're not going home till you've done it.
Oh, no.
I could do more than Noni at right wing, I'm sure, and I'm an amateur midfield. He's awful. Mohammed, I don't think that's fair, mate. Why is he in the England team then? Do you think he's just bribes? And
When he's
corruption?
running at when he's running at defenders, that's not something most of us can do.
No, I fucking can't. Listen, I like the idea of walking football if they slowed it down a bit. What about Sydney Lopez Cabral? I know nothing about
Those
Sydney
two
Lopez Cabral.
picks that he had for Cape Verde, the one he got and the one that made a really good save on. If that's what you're getting, then yes. But I mean, I don't remember his full body of work in the game. But Cape Verde looked really good. I believe that's the guy who scored that kick from just outside the box, right?
What against Argentina?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Oh, fucking yes! Sign him now. Like that'll do it. It's like when we signed John Jensen because he scored that screamer against Germany in the Euro '92, and it's like, it's been 99 games now, John. Do you want to do that again? T-shirts exist. Well, I was there when John Jensen scored, and I was. Highly, highly, highly doubt that. You don't become awful overnight. Noni just needs work on his end product. I'd say so. That's the area I'd focus on. Making it all make sense. Bro, how much work is he going to do on it? He's a far worse version of Barkler. Yeah, I don't think he's as good as Barkler. Ethan and Max Miles better. Why not develop them instead of? I think look. We haven't got time to get into this now. It's already, we've been on air nearly 3 hours, so I'm not going to start them. But I think we do. Let's earmark a future event to talk about what the hell's going on with Ethan Wanyeri, because he's fallen out of love with Arsenal, or we've fallen out of love with him.
Do you want to know a very quick stat about the World Cup semi-finals?
Yes, and after you've said how many crocodiles would fit in my hovercraft, we can do the stat.
Okay.
I know Zanzi. See, he wants to tell me this stat so badly, he will pull off a flawless Portuguese Brazilian accent now.
How many crocodiles?
He's got Italian. First he was in China, now he's in Italy.
Well, apparently now he's not going to pull off a flawless Brazilian accent.
Anyway,
it's a telling glimpse into the mind of what Zanzi thinks a Brazilian person is.
I honestly can't think of a Brazilian accent at the moment.
You know when Jesus does his interviews,
No, I don't think I've ever listened to one.
What about what about when Pele was doing his adverts for Viagra?
Never saw them.
Okay, did you ever see Pele speaking?
Probably 50 years ago.
Okay, we'll do that.
I can't remember what he said.
You
Or
can't remember
how he
what I
spoke.
said. Never
Oh.
mind fucking Pele.
Yeah.
You can't even remember the phrase now, can you? How many crocodiles?
Will fit in my helicopter.
Hovercraft.
Hovercraft.
Yeah.
Where did I get
Well, you're not here
helicopter
for your
from?
memory, are you?
No.
Castor Oil, Gary, I want to check our date of birth. I know, right? Right, so I've got to race through these. We're going to give it another 5-10 minutes and then call it.
Do you want to know this quick stat?
Yes, sorry, go on.
Yes. It's the first time ever the top 4 seeds are in the semi-finals.
Is that right?
It is right.
It is funny to me that you can have 48, 64, 79, hut. Yes, I do know American football. But it's always the same bloody teams in the final anyway. Isn't it some stupid stat like only 8 teams have ever won the World Cup?
I believe there's something. It's I thought it was smaller than that, but
Might
like
be.
8. Yeah.
So
It is a small number.
Italy, Argentina, Germany, England, Uruguay, France, Spain.
Okay.
Did I mention Germany?
Yeah. Scotland. Oh no.
It's Scotland.
This is Scotland.
Rosie's been trying to get Saka to Rangers all night. So,
And do you want to know another stat? We've
Yes.
played Argentina 14 times. We've drawn 5 times with them. We've won twice as many games against them. We've won 6. They've only won 3.
does that even add up? That's 40. Oh yeah, that does add up. 14. Yeah. So does that mean we don't have to play well and we'll still get through?
Yeah.
Because I remember those fuckers beating us in '98. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
another
'86 as well. We owe
And
them one
another
for 86.
stat, we've played France 32 times. We've won 17. They've won 10.
Okay, that is going to be so comforting when Dembele, Doué, fucking Elise.
Barcola.
I mean, that's before you've got Mbappe, who I think is going to be the player of the tournament. I think real football purists do probably want to see Argentina, France in a final, don't they? But I want it to be England so much. Rice said 3 games ago he was in extreme pain, but he's played every game since. Yeah, but he's been in pain for a while.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. But what do? You don't want to miss these games. No one wants to be left out. I think Gary and you said it earlier. It's like someone's got to be the grown up. I want to play, but your legs come off. I know, but I'd still hop. I've got nothing against your right leg. The problem is neither of you. Hopefully, Dalman, Noni, and Wanyeri. That's not easy to say. Dalman, Noni, Wanyeri can cover well for Sakura, and Bruno G can cover for Rice. Yes, that'd be great. I'd love that. Let's sign God show. Best is yet to come.
Oh, you know what? Stop,
That's good,
please.
Mohammed.
That's giving me. My brain is starting to hurt. Oh
no, but he's doing that. I like that. That's kind of Swiftian irony there. That's very good. It's like reductio ad absurdum. Well, if you think that the best might yet be to come from Noni Madueke, let's just sign someone who's blatantly shit. Anyone from Chelsea, springtime? Best is yet to come from Noni. That's a fact. You ain't seen the best of me yet, kid. I don't know if it's a fact. It hasn't happened yet. I just hit the like button, folks. Yeah, there's I don't want to encourage you to do it, but I've organized it so that when you hit the like button, a special picture turns around. It's beautiful. And some of you fuckers don't know if I'm telling a joke or not there because you come in here.
Should I go finally press it this time?
Well, when you're up here, you don't really have to. But you know what? It's like it makes me laugh. You think all you've got to do is go like that. And do you know how personally I should take that if you can't be asked? Oh, sorry, I just come. It's like when you get 3 comments. I know that sometimes you make a video, you think, oh, this will be good. People will be interested in this, and then they're not. And I see all these people going around complaining about the algorithm. It's not the algorithm. It's just not a very good video. I get that. But when there's 3 people have commented on it and only 2 fucking likes, one of you's taking a piss a bit. It's like, come on. Before you write me a bloody comment about it, just go click like or down like. It doesn't matter to me. Give me feedback. I never give feedback. Hope you're right, Clockenders. Right, I'm racing through these now because it's great when we're all here. I've really enjoyed this evening. Yes, best is yet to come. His best will be showcased best in the championship. Ouch. Tuchel has proved every half-assed opinionated Donny wrong. He's not act like we know what's best. They are fully paid out professionals. Clockenders. I think that is probably the overall. That's one of my favourite comments, and that's exactly how I feel. I feel like it's all right for us to have opinions, but some of these people act like. The England manager's a fucking idiot. He can't see what I can see. The Arsenal manager's an idiot. He can't see what I can see. And two big clubs are in for him and want to pay 70 million. They're idiots. So everyone's an idiot except me. Although sometimes you feel. Rogers over Jude was a genuine opinion before World Cup. Yeah, let that sink in. Cabral. Welcome, Juju. Pre-season about to start. Please hurry up and renew your annual Chelsea subscription. We do have to buy. I don't know if we commit. It's like when you buy a set of encyclopedia or it's part work. You sign up a subscription and you've committed to 15. So I think we did that with Chelsea. We've got to buy a player a season for the next 12 seasons, and we get like a sticker book or something. Which Chelsea player we sign? I don't know. Fucking. Let's have Enzo Fernandez. That's what we want. A race.
We got two last summer. Isn't that like
did we? Kepa and Noni, you're right, of course, yeah.
So
actually, fuck it.
So we just punched the card twice already. Like we can skip a year, right?
I don't think Kepa counted for some reason because he was at Bournemouth. So I think you have to have one that's steeped in the stench of Chelsea, Stamford Bridge.
Okay.
So I think we do have to get one. I would have taken Cucurella. I'd have made him have a fucking haircut, obviously. Goes without saying, come on. But so I just realised if I blow a spider off the microphone, you're probably going to hear that. The Chelsea player that I would sign is this Dutch kid I can never remember the fucking name of now. Will someone please in the comments tell me so I get to it tomorrow when I'm finished going through? Gary thought your Pol Pot's accent was bad. Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, England, Italy, France, Germany, Spain. Is that it? Are they the only ever winners?
Yeah, you said 8, and that's 8. So there you go.
Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, Italy. Just look when you look at it, it just doesn't look like it could be right, does it? But it is.
That's crazy.
Holland should be there. Best player ever to not win. But we're going to do this. There's loads to talk about. That goat to dunk on England will be there. The goat to dunk on England will be there. I ain't no flag checking patriot, but fully behind our boys. I don't equate being an England fan with patriotism, really. Do you know what I mean? I like that it brings us all together. I've never had a problem with people who don't support England and want to support someone else. I don't like it's not. I just love that feeling of when you're in England and we do well and everybody's in a good mood and it's just fucking brilliant. I don't know if it will be this time because we've got YouTube now, so everybody's fucking miserable. You have to be miserable on YouTube. He's a fraud. Everyone's a fraud. Please make sure you subbed to the channel and that you've pressed that like button. Just the once, though. Me too. Thank you, Rosie. The best in the business. Me too. And bet form only 100 to 1 on England winning it. I know. I think that's such a good bet, by the way. I went France early. Not early enough. I should have gone at 6 to 1. I've gone at 3 to 1. These statistics come from consistently negative Arsenal supporters on YouTube that have experienced breakup in their personal lives. Yes. Or they're just motivated. They're just, I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about them. Pat yourselves on the back. That's it. Hatto. Thank you, Mohamed Dayab. That's exactly who I'm talking about. I really like him. Gerard Hatto. I really like him. It hasn't worked for him, but we'll have him. We'll take him off Chelsea. They spent a stupid amount of money for him, but we'll take him. And would you believe it? Hello, friends. Matchday freestyle. Bloody good to see you. I think, though, we have reached a natural ending because I actually got all the way through. Where's us? We think he's back, but he's been really different and really good company, hasn't he, Zanzi? We think it's Dark Teta.
We do.
We do.
We have suspicion.
How many? Because like even I'm doing Italian now. I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't be able to do a Brazilian accent any better than you, but please just have one more go at how many crocodiles would fit in this hovercraft. Don't think about it. Just say it.
No, I've got to look away from the screen because of Gary.
I'm not even. I wasn't even.
No, Gary's
Right.
Just look at Gary's curtains. Just imagine you're flirting with Gary's curtains.
I couldn't. No, I couldn't. I can still see Gary out the corner of my eye. But,
Gary, would you please? Gary's not even in the picture. Look, it's just Gary's curtains. You're alone with Gary.
Oh, yes. Is he there?
Well,
Is he gone?
stop changing the subject.
Okay. What was how many crocodiles
Yes.
can I fit on my hovercraft?
There, that'll do. It's yes.
Right. It's gonna come out Italian. I know I can sing.
I know.
Yeah. Oh man, Nico. Crocodile. Can I fit on my hovercraft?
If you can't think of another reason to watch this show, that'll do it for you. Thank you, Zanzi. You're an absolute bloody legend. And
I honestly can't even think how to do a Portuguese accent.
No, I can't. This would be a struggle for me. I just love it. I look forward to it. You know that. I think it's only right that Zanzi sings his best version of the Brazil national anthem. That is for next show. Definitely a very good idea. Is Arsenal dominating next season, as per your opinion? Shall we take up that question at the start of the Tuesday Club, 10:30 Tuesday? Short answer, not dominating, but I do think we'll win back-to-back league titles for the first time since Herbert Chapman.
Ooh.
I think we think he's changed to Dark Teta, not Dark Arteta, and he's been really lovely. Hi guys, great to see you, and thank you panel and chat. Good stream and good night to all. Come on England, well said, well said. Sounds like Manuel from 40 Towers. Yes, I like it. But he was from Barcelona, not Sao Paulo. It's a lot of anyway. I listen. I could stay here all night, but my nighttime last night was interrupted by football, and it's already 1:30. Gary, I'm going to start by saying thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And did you have any final thoughts you wanted to share?
Yeah, no, and just enjoy the rest of the World Cup, and we'll get ready for the transfer business soon after that. Have fun with it. Hopefully, England brings it home. They just got to win 2 more games. That's all. Just win 2 more matches, and you get.
That's it.
Yeah.
How hard can it be to win 2 matches? For God's sakes, do you know what I mean? Just go and beat Argentina and France. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Dan, thanks for having me. Zanzi, thanks for hanging out with me. Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us. Remember to subscribe and like and all of that.
All that jazz. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
And final thoughts from you, Zanzi. You don't have to do this in Portuguese, but
no, that's good. That's good. Or even.
Sorry, just to be clear, is that Portuguese you're doing now? Is it,
no, I'm just going to round on Rosie now because she thinks I sounded like Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, probably,
she's not wrong. Anyway. Like where you were getting crocodiles.
Anyway, it's been emotional. It's great to see Carrie.
It is.
And better to see his curtains, which are there. Oh, where the fucking hell are they gone? There they are. Yeah, it's really nice to see them. Could you just stroke them for me?
I don't want it to turn into one of those kind of shows. I'm sorry, this is not right.
I said stroke them, not flirt with them.
Yeah, you've upset him now.
Anyway, everyone in the chat who are not over there but over there, been brilliant. It's been a great night. And Dan, stunning as always, mate.
Oh, stop it. Checks in a post. My final thoughts are, I absolutely loved tonight, and it's so good to see so many guys that are regulars. It's absolutely brilliant. Thanks to all of you that were here. Comment of the night, I still think it was the early one. Norway.
You said you weren't going to do that. You lied.
What do you mean?
I thought that was the one you were going to go. No, that can't be the best one because it's
this one. Like I said, Norway, no problem. Bunch of Odegaards and a Haaland. Come and have a go if you think you're on. I thought that was a comment of the night. But I do think that you absolutely right. Tuesday, that is semi-final day, and win or lose. If you win, you want to celebrate with the best people. And if you lose, you want to be around the people who aren't going to make you feel too shitty for too long. And that's right here at the Adams Arms Tuesday night. Kickoff time will affect the start of the show. I don't think we're doing a watch along for it, but who knows?
What we're playing on Wednesday.
No, we're playing on Tuesday. Argentina are playing on Wednesday.
England are playing Argentina on.
Sorry, no, I think we're playing on Tuesday and the other semi-final. Am I wrong?
Yeah, we're playing on Wednesday.
I've totally got that wrong then. Okay, well then that's even better then. Yeah, you're right. So 8 o'clock on. Maybe we'll do a watch along. I don't know. We'll have a talk about it on Tuesday. But I think that will take up a lot of the conversation on Tuesday. Semi-final.
Yeah.
Semis are hard, aren't they? Would you give up Gyökeres for Alvarez? Yes. And night, folks. You over there, great job. You over there. Oh yeah. I think that's you and all of you lot.
Yeah, and those people as well.
Love a semi. Let's just get to the final because there's not as many innuendos about finals. But genuinely enjoyed every moment of today. It's been an absolute blast, and we've got some good football chatting. Until I see you all on Tuesday at 10:30 to discuss many things, but let's be honest, there's going to be quite a lot to talk about the semi-final. Until I see you then, be lucky and lots of love.